No poultry lockdowns are being enforced at this stage. It's still voluntary for poultry farmers to confine their birds inside. Entertainment and sports agent Ralph Carr, who was once married to Tina Arena, has been identified as the high-profile Melbourne man found guilty of rape last week. A suppression order on the 66-year-old's name has been lifted after 3 years. Carr was convicted over an attack on a woman at his West Melbourne home in 2023 and has indicated he will appeal the verdict. His list of clients included footballer Dustin Martin and singer Kate Sobrano. Well, the federal government is defending a decision not to include a ban on betting inducements in its gambling reforms. A Senate inquiry is probing Labor's legislation, which seeks to limit the number of wagering ads shown on TV, radio and online. The Greens argue the reforms bill should ban inducements, which seek to keep problem gamblers hooked. But Communications Minister Annika Wells argues avenues already exist for addicts seeking to quit.
BetStop is the National Self-Exclusion Register. This is something that has been launched by the Albanese government. We have done an entire statutory review into BetStop to see how we can strengthen it, how we can improve it, how it's going. We know that 65,000 Australians who are suffering from gambling harm have registered with BetStop.
Police investigating an assault at Elizabeth Grove on Friday night have released a computer-generated image of the suspect. A woman was walking north along Haydown Road when she turned around to see an unknown man running toward her. He grabbed her by the arm before she managed to break free. The victim was not physically injured during the incident. The suspect is described as a man of Aboriginal appearance, aged in his 20s, approximately 170 centimetres tall, with a slim build. He has a moustache with stubble and dark hair. New Victorian Premier Ben Carroll has trimmed the size of his cabinet. Stephanie Wacklowick reports from Melbourne.
In his latest move to distance himself from his predecessors and prove he is more budget conscious, Premier Ben Carroll has decided to trim the size of his ministry and spare the budget higher salaries by elevating just one MP to cabinet.
It doesn't pass the pub test if you're having multiple ministers signed in 12 weeks out before a campaign begins.
It's still unclear whether current ministers will keep their portfolios, with Mr Carroll set to unveil his new ministry tomorrow. But Shadow Minister Brad Batten says the Premier still cannot be trusted with taxpayers' money and he's simply trying to avoid another internal crisis.
Now turning to 5AA sport, and Port Zach Butters is back running at Alberton after ankle surgery. The club hopeful he may make a return before the end of the season. Meantime, the Power play the Swans in Sydney this weekend. Collingwood veteran Jeremy Howe is set to play on next year. The 36-year-old has reportedly been offered a one-year extension. He's played 15 games this season but is currently sidelined with a broken arm. 9 wins and 2 losses has Carlton interim coach Josh Fraser in the box seat to take over the top job. Fraser is yet to make his mind up. Well, the AFLW wants to be in Australia's top 5 sports, male or female. The league will look to grow attendances this year through 5 double headers with men's games. And the Commonwealth Games have wrapped up in Glasgow with Australia top of the medal table with 171. That's including 70 gold. Now checking 5AA traffic.
At Kent Town, a crash to look out for today. Rundle Road affecting Rundle Street. Delays outbound. Edinburgh North, another collision there. Womber Road near Eastern Road. Breakdown getting sorted at Croydon at the moment. South Road near William Street. Annabus, what a way to look out from the drive home at Mansfield Park. Grand Junction Road near Frederick Street. Camera, Sturton Road at Edinburgh. What's saucy, cheesy and baked to perfection? Faster Pasta's Pasta Bakes with free garlic bread. All at one great $23.90 price. Fresh from the oven and only at Faster Pasta. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
A possible shower this afternoon. Cloudy tomorrow, 14. Wednesday, partly cloudy, 15. Thursday, cloud clearing, 18. Right now, it's 14 degrees. Now let's hear what's happening on 9 News tonight.
Thanks, Heidi. I'm Brenton Rangless. Tonight, the first bird flu mass mortality event in the country confirmed in SA near Cape Jaffa. Tributes for a promising young footballer who died in a Harley Street crash Saturday night. And Power superstar Zach Butters back running as he ramps up his desperate bid to play again this season. 9 News. Your news. 9 at 6 on 9 and on 9 Now.
Setting the agenda for South Australia. This is 5AA. Always Adelaide. Adelaide's only local sports show. The 5AA Sports Show.
Coming up, the Crows return to the top four. We speak with club legend Rory Sloane. Port Adelaide's Darren Reeves joining us as Zach Butters returns to training, plus four-time premiership star Jordan Lewis, and your calls in our Monday footy review.
Rowey and Timmy G. The 5AA Sports Show.
Yeah, thank you, Sammy. You're right. Crows are in the top four. Port, the bottom four. The next 3 weeks, well, can set Adelaide up, I think. And for Port, the next 3 weeks cannot come soon enough. Timmy G taking a well-earned break, planning for 2027. And in the chair, our resident coach, Scotty Capriale.
Hello, Stephen. You well?
Very good.
That's the way.
Well,
we missed you yesterday.
Yeah, well, I've got problems with my... Nothing was coming out again. Well, I'm still a bit scratchy, but anyway.
Your voice, you're talking about.
Yeah.
When I whistle, what do you think it is?
It could be anything, to be honest.
Oh, well, it actually could be. It actually could be something below the belly button, which I've been banned to talk about, Campo. I have matured since you've come into the fray because you bring a level of, professionalism.
I've been called a lot of things, but not that. But thank you anyway.
We'll start with Port. They played first. Again, look, they do look so organised. There's no doubt they have a crack. And when they can bring the heat, they can't quite sustain it. But when they bring the heat, they really are a good team to watch. And you can see what they're working on. Senior coach Josh Carr had this to say.
Lack of polish, probably just all over the ground. A lot of turnovers. It was a pretty frustrating game to coach. I'm sure it would have been a frustrating game to watch. Always felt like, sort of close enough, and if you could get the game and turn it a bit and start hitting some targets and obviously going inside 50, find a teammate, but, it just felt like trying really hard. Obviously lots of effort to keep showing up, but in the end just, lack that bit of class.
Yeah, class, polish, it's talent. Let's face it, have a look at the class they've got out.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's coming.
Yeah, that's coming, and then go to the draft again. This is going to be an important draft for them, isn't it? With Tassie coming in, and in 12 months' time, that's going to be a bit of an issue for a lot of teams that are rebuilding down that bottom end. But, I did the game right. Look, majority of the time, that you can just see the efforts there. Like, it's just, you just want reward. Even to the last quarter, they still win the quarter by 5 points. So they could have easily not thrown the towel in, but you go, geez, this got a bit hard, and they bounced back, particularly around their defence again. So they had a pretty heavy week. We interviewed Willem Drew during the week around what their review might look like, and it was around their defence and that sort of thing. So they tidied that, only gave up 75 points again on the weekend. So they've got some things in the, but it's really their next work on is their transition game and being able to score. And it's only a couple of goals. It's not much.
That's it. Well, again, they won the hit-outs to advantage. Midfield was really even by the numbers. They won the contested ball. They've done that most of the year. 10 inside 50s for 9 marks. Still wide and shallow. Efficiency with foots, probably not at the level. When they drop off on their pressure, when they get that index over 200, God, they're good. But they're young lads, they can't go. I thought I'd go through the weekend's team. They're no younger than the Crows, they're no younger than this.
Second youngest.
They were the second youngest, correct weight. So 11 players under 50 games. Richards, Lorenz, Berry, Bennett, Lay, O'Brien, Watkins, Zetto, Ram, Whitcock, Moraes. If I sat in the stands and I said, name your 18 on the field to most Port supporters, they wouldn't have been able to do it. 4 of them are under 10. They're inexperienced, and Josh agrees.
The number of younger players that were out there and the exposure that they got, that was the positive, but doesn't change the opportunities and the frustration around that. Worked really hard this week around our defence. No doubt some positives around that. Still areas of our game, all of it, the contest, the shape, they just kept turning up. We weren't able to buffer that pressure at times, and they got obviously a game style that really drive through the contest and that exposed certain elements of our game in and around the contest, and then obviously on the other side of the footy with the ball in hand, we just simple errors at times, which can frustrate, but that's footy.
Their reasons, never uses them as an excuse. I like how he verbalises that. It's not an outdoor. Timmy says, I hate when people talk about outdoors. No, he doesn't. He's put it on it. Well, if you're not good enough yet, get better. I love that. If you're not good enough, get better. Well, that's it. Work-ons. They've got 3 weeks. It's tough. I was very lucky at Nord. I didn't miss finals a lot, but certainly did at the Crows. And when you know you can't make it, I don't know whether you just naturally drop 5%, 1% or 2%, whatever the hell it is, because you play to play finals. When you're in the finals, you play to the end to win the flag. When that's taken away, it's a bloody tough time in a football club.
Well, it is, but I think it depends on the demographic of your group as well. If you've got a lot of older players, then yes. But in Port's situation here, there's a lot of younger players that are getting games on the basis of an injury list.
Yep.
And it's not to say that they haven't earned those as well, but they'd be excited just playing AFL footy and seeing what they can do. And
I can get another 3 games in.
Putting your best foot forward for 2027. So you're giving the coaches a real good look because, sometimes playing 20 games at SANFL level doesn't necessarily equate to what might happen at AFL level.
Yeah, it's a good point. Have you say Port supporters 822 300 00. Crows, look, they were simply a class above Essendon, a 72-point win. I think that flattered Essendon. God, they are awful. 23 goals, 7 was great kicking. 17-3 through the corridor, you said to me, Campo, 5 from D50. We'll go through that. Simply won every stat, and they should. Essendon are bottom. I mean, they're dead set on the bottom. Here's their coach, Matty Nix.
Yeah, it was pretty solid team performance. I think we got the scoreboard in all 4 quarters. Started a little slow again. It's 2 quick goals against, but we scouted that coming in that they were a real pressure team, and we probably overhandballed early in our D50, made a couple of mistakes, but to sort of get ourselves back and then win each quarter from there, really strong performance.
Let's go through the 3 things you've been calling for most of the year, and they did. They won every stat. Let's start here. Phil Thorpe's second ruck.
Yep, tick.
BOG.
Yep. Well, he kicked 5.
But he was in the game, the whole game.
Well, yeah, he didn't kick any when he was in the ruck, which is that's fine. That's fine.
That'll come.
But absolutely, he was in, and I think I did last week in our segment. Toby Murray was in 7 or 8 ruck contests, so he was there and he only played 38% game time.
Yep.
So what Riley does, he has 26, so he takes a bit of heat off Lockie McAndrew, so he gets a little bit more, which is probably 25% more workload off him. And when he's in there, they kick 2 or 3 goals from stoppage. Now, we could sit there and go, oh, that's just happened against Essendon, but that's what he bought last year, and that's why I think we've been so bullish on that, that got him into an All-Australian blazer last year.
And he got the full 10 coaches' votes as well.
And so he should have. Curtin in the midfield's only going to get better.
Yep, had a good look. I thought he started well, faded out a little bit in that second quarter, didn't quite get his hands on it, but had 18 disposals, 5 clearances, had 5 or 6 score involvements. Looked okay, but we'll talk to Rory Sloane.
His method around the setup, he's going to have to get better at.
Well, it's very different positions. So he's played wing pretty much his whole AFL career.
And he knows exactly where he's got to go.
And we can talk about, he was flying through pre-seasons, but it's different when you're playing against proper opposition. So he needs to get in a bit of a rhythm through that middle of the ground because, one, it's different patterns, and 2, it's a bit more contested in there than what it is when you're playing the wing. So that'll test his aerobic capacity as well, but I like what I saw.
Well, I hope when they bring Berry back, they don't spit him out. God, I'd spew up if they do. Archie, class.
Yeah, he moved well.
Didn't he?
We talk about it. We've probably used Jake Saligo as a bit of that one around. You can just tell when players are running on top of the ground or they're just, ankles deep a little bit. He looked like he was running on top of the ground. He looked dangerous on the wing.
Good in the air.
He kicks it well, and he's dangerous. God. He's a threat forward as well.
Yeah. Gee, I loved Oscar Ryan and Archie Ludovic's debuts.
Both kick goals.
They look the level, don't they?
Yeah, they
look
did.
the level. Here's Crow's coach again on that.
It's great to see. I think it came off a really great team goal where when you play your method and a young player gets rewarded off the back of it, and it was a great finish. It's hard not to show your excitement. Yeah, I thought he played really well. Not surprising because he's had a really strong month and he's got a game that you'd think would suit this level. Some wheels on him. He can move, and it's great to see him play some good footy at the level and get the opportunity.
Specifically talking about Oscar Ryan.
Yeah, Oscar Ryan there. Yeah, 23 marks inside 50 is great. 10 different goal kickers. And again, let's face it, it was just Essendon. It's a shame to have to say it was just Essendon, but they stink.
So what do they get out of the next 2 weeks?
Well, Richmond next week, I think they'll rest McAndrew. We'll get Riley O'Brien in. I think he comes back in. I don't think you can drop Oscar Ryan after that. Ludovic, you probably will when Fogarty gets back. But we'll speak to Rory, and I know you're on about this. They got 3 weeks. Their full dress rehearsal is Fremantle. Then they've got GWS at home. They've got to have their game in order. They need to know who's their best 23, what their roles are, and how they want to play. Is it 3 big forwards or is it the hybrids? Does Taylor stay in? What do you do with Archie? Is he more on the... There's a lot of questions still to be answered. And you want to be... for the Fremantle and the GWS game, you want to be as close as it is to that team that's going to play that first final, in my eyes.
Yeah. I think as well it'll depend, selection will depend a bit on who they play. Because there's part of that in selection around, yes, this is what we want, but what's going to give us our best advantage to win the game versus our direct opponent? And we don't know who that opponent is in round one of finals.
If it finishes where it finishes now, we're playing FIVEAA again.
Yeah.
In FIVEAA.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. That's the more likely scenario. That's a full dress rehearsal. Borlaug's done a hammy or hammy awareness. He's the 12th different player with a hammy. 4 of them have had multiple hammies. That's the only thing can cruel us from here. Soft tissues.
I listened to Nixie's press conference. He said that it was just tightness and he didn't come off in the first half. And they said they pulled the trigger and said we didn't want to. He didn't think that they probably didn't need a scan. It was just tightness and they didn't want to take the risk. But he did preface that with I'm not a doctor, and which is fair enough too. So they'll probably just do it out of precaution, I would imagine.
Tell him to swim between the flags. Dr. Sester's there. Fogarty's to come back, Laird. You'd think Millerer, Berry, Pedler, maybe Peatling in the best 23. But now you've got Dowling at the level, Oscar Ryan at the level, you've got Bond at the level, Hinge at the level, Nankervis and Taylor maybe around the mark, but there's some depth.
Yeah, which is what you need.
Well,
like
100%.
Because, as you said, if there's an injury, you need to have confidence in that next person, the next one that stands up, and they've been able to, and I think they did a good job. Those young kids that came in.
Dowling kicked 3.
Kicked 3 on the wing.
You'd take that. 3 games left, Crows supporters. What are you after? And Port supporters, for that matter, what's to gain? We've got the lines available, 8223 0000. Here's one. Australia at the Commonwealth Games won 171 medals. 70 of them were gold. The next best was England, which is less than half of that with 29. Cycling, they got 10 gold. The pool, they got 37 gold. I'm just wondering, let me start here. Outstanding achievement. You go to the Com Games, win a medal, you star. You do a PB, you star. You get a gold, well, that is elite. There were always the games just under the Olympic Games, but now it's Olympic, the Worlds of your particular event, then all these other little things they do. It's probably 4th on the run. 171. Did anyone else that went there care? England, Canada, India, Scotland, New Zealand. We smoked them.
Well, I'm not sure it's anyone doesn't care. We're just too good.
37 gold in the pool, 16 silver, 76 medals.
Yeah, it's crazy.
We swam against ourselves. Because generally first was an Aussie, second was an Aussie, or third was an Aussie.
Well, Kyle Chalmers had a dead heat.
He did.
With an
Aussie.
Aussie.
Dead heat with an Aussie.
Oh, great. Anyway, I think the games are here. I think, Sam, you said they're in India next time, 4 years' time. So they'll put on a good show away they go. But if you watched Have Your Say, we'd love your interaction. 8223 0000. Little Timmy's up there at the Cup.
Yep.
The Darwin Cup. He's probably got no money in his Skyrocket now. We might get him to give us a call. We should do, shouldn't we? Could have blown
when is it today?
Campo in the chair. Yeah, it was today.
Is it today?
Yeah.
He's on the Darwin
public holiday.
Wow.
Oh, they reckon it's a great event to go to. So he's going to have 60th for the rest of the year, doesn't he?
Oh, he's got so many of them lined up. His calendar's full.
Bloody popular, that kid. But it's his 60th year. Good luck to him.
Good on him.
Have your say, 8223 0000.
It's our Monday footy review. All about your calls today. 8223 0000 is the number.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
Well, it's that time of the year again where we're supporting the Hutt Street Centre and Catherine House with our Undie Drive, raising funds to provide clean underwear for those who are less fortunate.
A clean pair of undies is something we can often take for granted, and with winter well and truly here, there are some vulnerable South Aussies who desperately need our help.
And this year, there are more ways than ever to get involved, so keep listening to 5AA for how you can help, or head to 5AAAndydrive.com.au to donate.
Massive supporters of local for over 50 years, McGain Real Estate, McGain Commercial, McGain Property Management, McGain.com.au.
Hi, it's Eddie May here from NRG Solar. The government's Cheaper Home Battery program is still going, offering you significant savings for a battery storage system for your home or business. That's real savings back in your pocket. Discounts reduce over time, so the message is simple. The sooner you act, the better. Get in touch with SA's trusted team at NRG Solar. Visit nrgsolar.com.au and take control of your energy bills. NRG Solar, leading solar in SA.
Pop here. Hey, look, I just want to let you know that I'm writing my will. I know. I'm not carking it anytime soon, but thought you'd be happy to hear I'm leaving you the boat, mate.
Be like Pop. Write your legal will for free, online and done in minutes at everywill.com.au.
Every will, write your will for free.
Well, Rowey, no one chooses to have a car accident, but before one happens, it's worth knowing what your insurance policy says.
It is. You can pick your repair of choice. Just remember that. So pick Pro Paint and Panel. They're a great team. It does give you freedom of choice to choose your own repairer. Is your car covered for an agreed value? Is it the market value? And if it gets written off, what amount are you insured for? These are all things. And there's the fine print now. If you don't tick this box, you don't get a free windscreen. If you don't tick this one, you can't. Like, ring Pro Paint and Panel. They want to help you.
Yeah, and they're the kind of questions most people only ask once the damage is done.
Too late. Fat lady has. Pro Paint and Panel, what a team. They're nearly 50 years old now. They're just simply one of the best in this industry. They can help you understand your policy and talk you through what it means before you're stuck making decisions under pressure and it's too late.
Yeah, and if you do need repairs, they can organise a tow truck if that's required, help with the insurance paperwork and repair your car to a high standard and simply a low price.
That's all you care about. Car accident? Remember the 3 Ps, Pro Paint and Panel. Just a great team. Pro Paint and Panel, South Road, High Marsh.
Hello, Frank Walker from National Tiles. Rush into National Tiles now for our famous spend and save. Spend $1,000 and we'll only charge you $800. Spend $2,000 and we'll only charge you $1,500. Or spend $4,000 and we'll only charge you $2,700. That's a massive $1,300 saving. Yes, the more you spend, the more you save. But you'll have to be quick. So rush into National Tiles or go online now and save. Conditions apply.
Here at FIVEAA, we're all about supporting local. The Excelsior Hotel is back. Fully renovated kitchen, fresh new dining room and new menu with all-day dining from 12. Come to something new at the Excelsior Hotel.
Signs you may have Big D envy. You've been invited to a mate's house to watch the footy, but you decline. Another mate's having a birthday bash. You make up an excuse not to attend. And finally, you feel like your partner is comparing what you have to what your mates have. Avoid Big D envy. Get in touch with Big Difference Home Improvements. From outdoor blinds to stunning verandas, pergolas, timber decking and carports. Big Difference Home Improvements will change your life. BigDifference.com.au.
Car accident? You should have the freedom to choose your trusted repairer. Choose Pro Paint and Panel.
Rowey and Timmy G, the FIVEAA Sports Show.
Yeah, I thought it was really solid. We rounded it out well. I think we got our game going a bit more in the second half and we were able to give him opportunities with the ball in hand. But he's just got a great balance at the moment, the stuff he's doing in the contests and then where he's positioning himself around the ground. But yeah, it's real positive for us.
The coach's thoughts on Isaac Rankin, who got the 3 votes from Scotty Campo on FIVEAA football yesterday. We want your thoughts. Who got your votes and maybe what didn't? 8223 0000 is our number. Our Monday footy review. So much to sink our teeth into. Let's check traffic.
Afternoon at Kentstown, a crash to look out for. Rundle Road affecting Rundle Street outbound. Edinburgh North, another praying there. One more road near Eastern Road to look out for. And a breakdown at Croydon South Road near William Streets. Biggest watermate at Mansfield Park. Grand Junction Road near Frederick Street with a camera this afternoon. Midway Road, Elizabeth Park. Dan Murphy's don't match prices. They beat them. Get Wild Turkey Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey 700ml 2 for $95 for My Dan's members. Offer ends Wednesday. Choose to drink wise. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on FIVEAA.
Just on Rankin Campo, you watch it better than I and the craft around the midfield. As a midfield, he gets a lot of his ball across half back and in the back half. I'd like to see it more forward to centre.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not a knock on him. When he's got it, he uses it. He kicked 3 goals. Fantastic. His craft around the stoppage, I think, needs to be better, and you've got to keep playing that. Dan Curtin will be a bit the same, but do you want to see him do more of his work in front of the...
Well, I think it's little bit about how the game unfolds. Like, if they lose clearance, then he's clearly got to work back and be involved in that counter-attack. So I'm less concerned because I think they've got enough firepower forward without him. I like it when
his defensive side of his game's gotten a lot better.
I like it when he drifts forward. I'm probably more, if I was Nathan Van Berlo as a midfield coach, I'd love like a Jake Saligo or Archie come up to stoppage and allow Isaac just to pin his ear back and get forward and see if he can be the extra ahead of the ball.
That's right.
That's probably how I would like to see him. Yeah. But, I mean, between him and Wayne Miller, that's how they get their kick game going out of their back half. So they both are really good exponents of kicking the ball, particularly under pressure.
Yeah, but I tell you, if he can spit out of those midfield stoppages forward, there's no defender can go with him.
I agree.
So that's the danger. Very well said. Hello, James at Crafers.
G'day, Rowey, Campo. How you going, guys?
Good.
Had a great weekend. Crows won and building, but more importantly, my beloved Sturter building. Any win out of the Ponderosa is a great win. But the real reason my call is I was lucky enough a week or so ago to win Call of the Night and got a voucher to the Ocean Bar and Kitchen at Henley Beach.
Good.
Went there Friday night with a mate of mine, and from the moment we walked in there, the friendly, engaging staff, the seafood, oh my God, it melted in the mouth. Washed it down with a couple of bottles of Clare Valley Riesling from Paulette's. It was an absolutely brilliant night. And all I can say is do yourself a favour, as Molly Meldon would say. People go there. Magnificent view, magnificent food, magnificent staff. I'm definitely going back again.
Well done, James. Glad we bloody...
and I wanted to ring you up and say thank you.
No, thank you, James. It's good when you get a thank you. That is
doesn't take much.
Down at Henley Beach. It's the surf club. It's up the top. You can see all the way south, all the way north.
I think James,
the seafood's outstanding.
James can do their next live read, I reckon, after that effort. That was outstanding.
We'll send that through to the team. Jimmy, thank you. Hello, Mark.
Thank you.
Hey, Mark.
G'day, guys. How are you?
Yeah, we're here. We're good. Yeah, we're fine.
Okay, I just wanted to talk to you about Billy Dowling. I've been watching Billy for a while in the Santville and how often he's been aimed as an emergency. You can only be as good as the opposition that you're playing against, but I've noted with him, and the reason he got drafted, his offence and defence running. It's a real weapon, and he can play on the wing and kick 3 goals, but I'd like to see him be given a chance in the midfield, and I'd be interested on Campo's thoughts about, because he's got such a tank and runs forward and backward the way he does, offence, defence, that he could at some point be used as a negator on other mids on oppos that just have a tendency to break loose and get free. He's got a big body about him, so I think there's a lot of upside to Billy.
Yeah, well, it's an interesting one, Mark, because he's been, I think this is his 4th year on the list, and he's probably only played a handful of games, to be fair. It's his 2nd time back in this year. He's definitely played a lot more of his footy as an inside mid rather than a winger or that high half forward. He definitely played wing half forward, didn't go into the centre bounce at all. The challenge is who you're going to squeeze out. Like, if you're going to play him in that role and he can get up and ground and his tank's okay, is that the Peatling defensive mid-type role? Because he's probably not ahead of Rankin. He's probably not ahead of, obviously, Jordan Dawson through there.
Berry.
Or Berry. So
and now Dan Curtin.
And you only need one more in that rotation. So
is he in front of Saligo? There's one.
Haven't seen enough of him to evaluate that, and only seen him at SANFL level. Dominates at SANFL level, but we know that the AFL midfield is slightly different.
And Jake was in the centre square a bit more this week.
Yeah, he was.
See, now Berry's back next week, so how do they juggle that? They've got to get that midfield mix right from here. They've got 3 weeks to do it.
Yeah, and it's interesting.
Pick it and stick it.
Yeah, because he played wing, did a really good job. You would think that Cook's got one side, Cummings played wing more on the weekend rather than half back.
I like him on the wing.
I think he's probably there. So that's the 3rd one, and that's the conversation we'll ask Sloaney around what that looks like, because 6 or 8 or 9 forwards doesn't go into 6, and so they've got some team players to shuffle around.
Square peg, round hole.
Yep.
Yep, all that.
Well, there's some good problems to have at the very least. It's 4:30 headlines time. Port Adelaide's assistant coach and forwards coach, and Darren Reeves is going to join us straight up next, and Rory Sloane coming up at 5.
The 5AA Sports Show. Rowey and Timmy G. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Good afternoon, Mel Usher with the news headlines. Bird flu has been confirmed in the Coorong as the number of SA cases rises to 58. Sports and entertainment agent Ralph Carr has been convicted of rape. America has recorded its biggest weekend at the box office in film history. And in sport, Port's Zach Butters was back running at Alberton today, less than a month after he had surgery. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Afternoon, to go back crash to Kent Town causing a few headaches for the drive home. Rundle Road affecting Rundle Street outbound. Edinburgh North crash there, Glen cleaned up. Womber Road near Eastern Road and a breakdown at Croydon still causing headaches. South Road near William Street. Busy at the moment, Marion Road, Marion with the camera lower Athelston Road at Athelston. You can now book an RAA approved repairer online. Just head to the RAA website to find your local repairer. You know you can trust them because RAA do. Adelaide's most accurate traffic. On 5AA.
The 5AA forecast, a possible shower down to 7 tonight, cloudy tomorrow 14. Right now it is 14 degrees. We'll have more news at 5 on 5AA, always Adelaide.
Real Goodings with Stacey Lee. 5AA Breakfast.
I've got some really fantastic news, and we've raised the $4,000 required. Thank you to everyone who's contributed. For Stacey and Ashton Hearn to go head-to-head in a netball clash.
This is such a weird feeling.
Real Goodings with Stacey Lee.
I feel conflicted because I'm happy that we've raised $4,000
Yes, but now you have
on
to
day
go
one.
and embarrass yourself.
Now I'm Sharon Strzelecki. Awesome.
Weekdays from 6 a.m. on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Here's a great deal on your tyres. This month at City Discount Tyres, buy any 3 selected Yokohama Blue Earth tyres and get the 4th absolutely free. Engineered for fuel efficiency, a quieter cabin and a safer ride, these tyres work harder so you spend less. More kilometres, more value, more confidence every time you drive. Head to citydiscounttyres.com.au for this deal and more. City Discount Tyres, we're driven by value.
The Yamaha Pitman's Marine Mega Sale is happening now. Prices slashed on Yamaha outboards and wave runners. 7 days of mega savings only at Yamaha Pitman's Marine. August 10 to 15. It's time to go mega.
How many times a day do you experience hand or wrist pain? If simple things like cooking, holding a cup of tea or coffee, and recreational activities are giving you pain, do something about it. At Grip Surgery, we specialise in hand trauma, carpal tunnel syndrome, osteoarthritis, joint replacement, sports injuries, nerve pain and more. To get a grip on the life you loved before, free from hand pain, visit gripsurgery.com.au. That's gripsurgery.com.au.
Sliding doors and windows, they've got one job, to slide open and close with ease. But what happens when they don't? Well, then you call our friends at Rollerco. Rollerco has parts for just about every sliding door and window ever made. Their range is enormous, way more than you'll find anywhere else. They can even give you advice on how to fix it yourself with minimal fuss. Do what I did. Call into Shop 3, 26 Jacobson Crescent at Holden Hill, or visit the website rollerco.com.au. They'll get you rolling.
Rosanna Mangiarelli here on 7 News. The terrifying moment an Adelaide driver comes under attack. Tributes for a young tradie killed in a Hindley Street tragedy. And a sight for sore eyes as Zach Butters returns to the track.
Outdoor living is part of the Australian way of life. A quiet coffee in the morning or a backyard barbecue with friends on the weekend. Alpha Industries helps create those spaces to relax and entertain with fully welded verandas, carports, sheds and studios designed to suit your home. The stock take sale is on now, so take a look at our modern curved styles to classic heritage gables using genuine Australian blue scope steel. Take advantage of our stock take sale on now. Ask for a quote today at alphaindustries.com.au.
35 years of down-to-earth family service, backed by modern premises, means you can rely on Pro Paint and Panel.
Rowey and Timmy G. The 5AA Sports Show.
The effort is there. Like, it's there. You know, you see Mitch Shadow's effort in that last quarter, the way he covered the ground and didn't give up, and we defend until the end. You know, that was a great example of that. So we love that. We love that from our players, and we love that from everyone. So you can't question that part of it. There's just a bit more method that we've got to keep working on.
Another close loss for Port Adelaide, 25 minutes to 5. Campo sitting in for Timmy G, who's out for the week. He's up in Darwin enjoying the Darwin Cup today, and we're taking your calls on 8223 0000. It's our Monday footy review.
Certainly is. Well, Port lost to GWS at home. It was only by 12 points. We brought up a good point. Campo did, just to chase in that last quarter with one of the players. They so want to win. Joining us is forward coach Darren Reeves. Reeva, welcome.
Afternoon, boys. How are we?
You tell a lot from a coach in a post-game by the way he talks. And Josh Carr's post-match, he was disappointed to lose.
Yeah, I think we all are, mate. We want to win as much as anyone, and we understand where we're at as a team right now and what the seasons look like for us. But I think Josh has been open in that we want to accelerate into the end of the year, and part of that is we want to win every game of football that we're involved in. And so it was disappointing to lose on Saturday night.
Yeah. Look, you had 11 players under 50 games, 4 of them under 10. That's just fact. They're not excuses, and Josh would never say that. You're the second youngest by games played this round. You're going to get swings in games, in momentum. You're going to get frustrating moments, Darren. How do you fast track that?
Well, yeah, I mean, the reality is that's the situation we're in, and I mean, the opportunity is that we're getting some games into guys that, at the start of the year we might have thought they weren't going to be playing AFL footy this year, but the upside of that is they get experience and understand what it looks like, and we feel like we can bridge the gap between what our senior blokes look like and our younger guys look like in real time, and that's a real positive, and they get to experience the level and understand what it takes to perform week in, week out against really good opposition. So there's a positive in that.
Yeah, and I always like to know and see the best. We have seen that this year, certainly against the Crows. When you guys bring the heat and you can get that pressure rating up over 200, God, you're good. And most teams are when they can do that. You can defend the turnover and then you can go straight back at them. Then the frustrating thing with that is you have to get that last kick and you might just miss it. And you can't sustain that pressure for 4 quarters. They're just work-ons. Another pre-season will do for you, Reeva.
Yeah, I think so, mate. And we had a real clear focus going into this game around team defence, and we had some goals that we wanted to achieve in that space. We felt like it had sort of just dropped away over the last couple of weeks against really good teams. So we were able to achieve that, but the flip side of that is we were pretty clunky in our offence, and that's been a bit of a challenge for us. And a bit of that's personnel, and a bit of that is some young guys that are fearful of making mistakes at different times. So the challenge for us as a coaching group over the next 3 weeks is how do we eliminate that fear and the young blokes and the guys that are sometimes a bit safe with ball in hand, how do we get them feeling really confident about every opportunity that exists in front of them? So it's a bit of a challenge, and it's been certainly a bit of a focus in our review today.
Okay.
And Reeva, excuse me, the last 2 weeks, I mean, you spoke about it with Brisbane. They were more kick mark and they obviously were able to get through. And then you played GWS, who are completely different with a handball receive game. How did you, I guess, teach the guys in 6 days to change the mode of how you wanted to defend?
We've been really consistent, Campo, on what our defensive method looks like through the course of the year. We felt like we'd sort of not got spooked, but we'd gone away from trusting our method and become a little bit being towed around by the opposition. So it was really a focus on how it looks and what each area of the ground needs to be doing in each moment. And we felt, while it wasn't perfect, again on the weekend, we saw some real growth in that. And to the boys' credit, they were able to achieve the goals we set going into the game, and that's a positive. And while there's still growth within that as well.
Well, you've done a wonderful job in terms of what you guys as coaches and players implementing a defensive structure. I mean, you've roughly been around third in the comp all year and only gave up the last 2 weeks 100 points. But your kick mark game has been a bit of a focus. We did the first game against Adelaide at Alberton Oval, and it was really obvious there that you wanted to go down that track. That obviously helps, one, keeps the ball off the opposition, but two, it allows you to set up behind the ball defensively. But is that still a bit of a work on to get a little bit more deeper, quicker entries and through the corridor?
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's going to be a real work in progress for us for the rest of this year and certainly through the pre-season into next. And we want all phases of our game to be able to work together and help each other, and that's a big part of it. But within that too, we've got to get better at our contest method and how we extract ball out of contest and with our hands out of contest and where we're able to attack from that as well. So there's certainly all parts of the game to improve, but yeah, the kick mark and moving the footy by foot has certainly been a big focus for us.
And your young forward group, you've had a really good look at what you've got there. And, you know, Whitlock, Berry, Zadok's come in recently, Durden, Vicentini have all gone through there. How do you think that's moving forward? And I love the fact that Joe Berry got pushed to a wing in that second half. He looked quite comfortable there. Yeah, it was really good for Joey. It was a rough afternoon in Brisbane for him. It sort of didn't quite work. So I loved his response last week, the way he was able to bounce back, and he played with speed on the weekend. He took the game on every opportunity he got. So great for him to be exposed up the ground. Yeah, and we've got a really young forward line, and I mean Jack Whitlock's had a really strong year as a young key forward, and you mentioned Mitch Zaddo and Xavier Bama that have come in mid-year and done a really solid job, and Corey Durden's had a solid year as well. So it's a young, progressing forward line. We feel like there's been some positive, there's some genuine upside still to get out of that group for sure.
What are your numbers telling you about defending turnovers, Reva?
We're actually we were just talking about that not long ago, mate. Actually, we're still in pretty good shape. One from defending and two from scoring off it. But we certainly want to get better. But I think we sit around mid-table, which is not too bad. We were pretty good early in the year, particularly defending off it. It had been a challenge over the last month, but was much better on the weekend.
Yeah, and again, that just comes down to class and polish. We know that if you can make good decisions under pressure and hit targets, there's going to be less turnovers. And they're behind the ball. You don't have to defend it, and that's just the quality of player. Is this 3 weeks and the 3 weeks before giving you guys a chance to look at who can and who can't in those sort of situations too? Like really look at that list. And then the second part of that is will you try and blood a few more to have a look in the next 3 weeks?
Yeah, I mean we've had a fair look at the list so far, but yeah, certainly an opportunity for some guys to show their prowess at this level over the last 3 weeks, and we'll be encouraging that. From a sample perspective, you know, you still want guys playing good footy to earn their opportunity as well, so that's important. But yeah, there's certainly great opportunity for a number of young guys to stamp their case moving forward over the next 3 weeks.
Sydney will pose another test for you.
Oh, absolutely, mate. They're that's almost as hard a challenge as there is in the game at the moment, isn't it? The way they play, and they've been really impressive the last couple of weeks in being able to change modes within games from a handball game into a kick mark game as well. So they've certainly got different ways of playing, so that provides a huge challenge.
All right, enough of the soft stuff, Reva. I've got a question here for you. Now, I always was part of this debate and it was Paddy Dangerfield was the player, so you probably know where I'm going with this. Jason Horne-Francis, he's had an unbelievable year. You probably like two of him.
His last month.
Who wins the debate out of you and Stewie Jew as to where you put him in the game?
Well, early in the year I was winning it, but that was probably more because where Jason was with his preparation. But, I mean, you'd love to have three of him, I think. If we could have one behind the ball, one on the ball and one forward, that'd be magnificent. But, no, he's had an outstanding, particularly second half of the year. I think he's got real balance in his preparation. He understands what he needs to do week in, week out. And he's played super footy, even on the weekend, like recognising he's got a strong tag and putting himself in the right spot on the ground early just to get himself going. And he's got a really good understanding and balance in his all-round game, so he's playing great footy.
And what's your balance like, Reva, amongst the coaching group about trying to play your way and trying to take away the opposition, you know, particularly this week against Sydney?
There's still, I think our big focus as a coaching group is to play our way as much as possible, understanding the quality of the opposition, but we do feel like the way we defend can challenge Sydney if they play that handball game. Certainly provide a different challenge if they start to play in different modes, but they certainly play a corridor biased game of football, so they give you a chance to get after them. So we felt like we did a pretty good job against them last time we played them. They're a different proposition this weekend, but a good opportunity for our boys.
Did we see reports today that Zach Butters has got his running shoes on and he's out at Alberton Oval doing a couple of laps and getting amongst it?
He was, mate. He was back running this morning, which is quite outstanding, 20 days after surgery. And I think the physios and doctors are saying it's not uncommon for that type of injury, probably less uncommon for the type of the high-grade injury that he had. But he's a different beast, Zach, and he was certainly out ticking the legs over today. So he's making progress. He's obviously got a fair bit to get through still, but he feels like he's giving himself a chance to play again at some point.
Yeah, got a number of texts saying exactly what I had in my mind. I watched young Jimmy play against Glenelg on the weekend, and there was a bloke by the name of Lockie Hosey. I think he kicked 6 in the end. You coached him. He is the clear best player in the sample. He is clearly at AFL level. Would you guys look at him?
Oh, mate, that's probably not in my jurisdiction, but me personally, I think he's capable of playing AFL footy right now. I've felt that for 3 or 4 years, and I've just loved the way he's continued to get better each year, and I'm sure, I've said this a couple of times now, I'm sure if someone gave him a chance, he wouldn't be out of place, that's for sure.
No, yeah, well said. Dougie Cochran, how'd he go on the sample? They're the next 10 texts we've got. Ask him about Dougie Cochran. He played in the sample on the weekend.
Yeah, for us, it was his first game in 12 months. Yes. It was just about playing footy. It was a bit of a rough day for the sample boys, and him playing forward didn't get a look at it early, but he went behind the ball in the last quarter and found a bit of it, and he was in a few contests and he got a few bumps and bruises, so he's walked out of that pretty well, and he's only going to get better from here, which is really positive.
My old team's pretty good, aren't they, Reeve and Nord? They're coming back. Harry Boyd's back in. They're well coached.
I did watch them yesterday, and they certainly play a different brand to anyone else at sample level, and they could be really hard to beat, I think, when it comes to the big time.
They play the right way. So do you guys. Hey, Reeva, thanks for your time.
Appreciate it, boys. Thanks for chatting.
Yeah, look, and people go, they're 15th. That's fact. Look at who they've got out. Look at how they're playing. Your numbers that you like. Tick, tick, tick. So they've got Sydney and Sydney, Melbourne at home, then the Bombers. Josh gets another pre-season and gets some talent back in there. They beat the Crows in a showdown. I mean, they've took Fremantle to the cleaners all but. I mean, this Sydney game, they'll be up there and around there, and you can just see what will happen. They'll be around the mark. Their pressure drops off, and then the opposition have some moments on them. They kick multiple goals.
Another pre-season.
Right.
You heard there. They're defensively sound, which is a good
third.
Which is a good sounding board. Yeah. Bit different to what Stephen King's doing at Melbourne. He's the opposite. He's got more offense, which is fine. There's not a right way or a wrong way. Their contest method, that's an evolution, and that's happens all the way through the year because you come up against different teams that throw different things at you around there, and they're probably 2 goals off, what they need to be from an average to be an average offensive team to be a very good team. So about 80 points. 2 more goals gets you up around the top 4, top 5, about 92 points, and it's probably a goal off turnover and a goal off stoppage where they need to keep improving.
Just their accuracy in front of goal. If that's all they fixed over the summer.
Did you watch West Coast yesterday?
Awful. 19 points. They were. Who's that bloke with the mullet?
Waterman.
Oh, my God,
it's getting embarrassing.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah, he's making Mitch Georgiades look like Brendan Favold.
Well, he was a good kick. Was he a better kick than Dunstall?
Well, one kicked 600.
No,
Jason Dunstall
but just
1200. In terms of technique.
Fev was a good kick.
Fev was, he would, if I had my life dependent on it for a set shot, he'd be the one.
He would be up there for me too. Yeah, no, it's a good argument.
So Jake Waterman this year, 103 shots on goal. He's kicked 43 goals, 50.
See, that's awful.
So that's a lot of, that's 10 awful. Misses in that as well.
You know what he needs to do? Have a haircut.
Now that'll help. That'll help indeed.
You don't like the little mud flap he's got going on at the back.
Mud flap?
You used to have one of those. What are you talking about?
Well, everyone did in the 80s. I just went with the flow.
Let's get your calls on the air next. Let's check your traffic first.
Afternoon, a crash at Kent Town still causing delays. Rundle Road affecting Rundle Streets outbound. Crash at Edinburgh North, Womble Road near Eastern Road, and a breakdown at Croydon tonight, South Road near William Street causing headaches. First, Watermain to look out for the drive home at Holden Hill, Grange Junction Road near North East Road with the camera at Wantana Avenue, Gillis Plains. Dan Murphy's don't match prices, they beat them. Get Canadian Club 375 ml cans, 10-pack variety, $2 for $90 for My Dan's members. Offer ends Wednesday, choose to drink wise, T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show. He's been the grunt in the Crows midfield engine for years.
Strong mark there by Crouch.
And now, Matt Crouch brings his footy smarts to the 5AA Sports Show each week with Rowey and Timmy G. When you use ACET Transport Solutions, you're choosing to support local sporting clubs. Don't just send it, ACET.
As we all know, SA is going through a housing crisis right now. But McGain Real Estate really want to help. If you're a landlord looking to sell your property, but you're feeling a bit guilty about disrupting an awesome tenant, Magain have landlords ready to purchase your property and keep that tenant in place. The team at Magain have hundreds of landlords ready to buy investment properties, so there's no need to stress about asking the tenant to move out or waiting for the lease to end. Visit magain.com.au.
There's a moment every family hopes for. When you walk in and they're just happy, settled, themselves, and you realise the decision you agonised over was the right one all along. Para Ability Community Care is one of the state's largest and most trusted disability accommodation providers. We're improving lives in small ways every day. Our PAC fully trained carers give your loved one the life they deserve and give you back the relationship you always wanted. Experience our kindness and connection. Visit ourpac.com.au.
Well, I tell you what, after selling out 4 weeks earlier last time, the Hospital Research Foundation Home Lottery, it's back. Looking for a home? Are you? Well, win your way in. Make the $4.2 million grand prize yours with just one ticket.
Yeah, the grand prize includes the brand new Scott Salisbury home in Summerton Park, all the furnishings, and $100,000 cash.
That would change your life.
Wouldn't it?
$4 million. Featuring 4 bedrooms, including a guest room, a family-size outdoor and heated pool, lawn and dining, and it's just minutes from the beach. Tickets are selling now at homelottery.com.au.
Let's go with the Mazda CX-3 Pure, an SUV that fits your life with confidence in every kilometre. Now from $39.90 drive away, get that zoom feeling today. Terms, conditions and exclusions apply. See Mazda.com.au for details.
I was on the streets for 4 years. You would be surprised on what you take for granted. Just as something as simple as a hot cup of coffee, even a clean pair of socks.
Step up to end homelessness this Friday with Hutt Street Centre's Walk a Mile in My Boots. Register or donate. walkamile.org.au.
I don't know what I'd do without that help.
Can't wait to see your future home? Let's bring your vision to life. Visit one of Rossdale Home's many display villages across Adelaide and the Hills. Explore our stunning layouts, finishes and our latest designs for inspiration. Whether it's single story, 2-story, split level or even a custom build, our friendly Rossdale team is here to answer all your questions. For open times and locations, visit rossdalehomes.com.au. Rossdale Homes, your local SA builder, because trust is a must.
Vehicle damaged? Remember 3 Ps. Pro Paint and Panel. They'll take care of everything, including insurance.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
It's 7 minutes to 5. Campo with Rowey, Timmy G away for the week with Rory Sloane coming up at 5 o'clock. And we'll speak to Jordan Lewis as well in the next hour. But we're taking your calls. Our Monday footy review on 8223 0000.
Yeah, there's a good text here. Campo. A Port a better team this year compared to last? It's from Anthony. That's a good question.
Yes, defensively.
Yes, tick.
Yep.
Not wins.
Yeah.
You can't compare because this year they've been decimated with injury. No two ways about it. But I like what they're building now compared to what they had last year.
Yep.
Is that a fair comment?
Well, I think they're building a brand that Josh feels like they can win finals with.
There you go. Stands up in finals.
And defence is a huge part of that.
And I'm a big Ken fan, but theirs didn't. That's fact.
Yep.
No, well done. Good question, Anthony. Good question. We got anything for Anthony? No. Hello, Rosemary.
Hello, Stephen. Hello, Campo.
Hey, Rosemary, what do you got?
Well, first off, I'd like to know, I've got 2 questions, please. I'd like to know why the Crows are considered okay to be punching bags for other teams. That happened with Dacos the other night when Dawson chased him down on the sideline. He got up, ran around in front of Dawson and punched him. Like, and he bent right over. Now, it takes a lot to get Dawson to go over. Nothing was shown after that. So they obviously didn't want it shown to Christian. And then the next one, Kako, why was Worrell targeted on Saturday? He was taken down a couple of times and by, like, there were 3 of them around him, and then Kako pulled him off a player and he actually landed on his head. Now, why isn't Kako? That was a disgusting effort by Caco. So I'm just wondering why, Campo, and I trust you to give me an honest answer. You know, it's nothing untoward, but Silthorpe got a match, a punch that you couldn't even see. And why doesn't that happen for our guys? We're not punching bags.
Thanks, Rosemary.
Yeah, thanks, Rosemary. I don't seem to remember those incidences too much. I mean, Riley's was just one of that's just stupidity. I mean, Luke Traynor did it against Richmond yesterday. Just punched the bloke in the stomach. Like, they know that anything from there.
They've clamped down on that.
The pulling off of guys when they're having a wrestle or that, there's not much in there. There's just a fine. I don't remember the Nick Dacos, Jordan Dawson one.
I remember the tackle. I don't remember anything untoward around that moment.
Look, I think...
Just don't pull off a player. That's it. You don't get fined then.
I think we look more deeply at our own team, don't we, in terms of like what the opposition are giving, you know, physicality and those sort of things, and we look around the competition and is there some guys probably get the rub of the green? Yeah, probably.
Yeah, of course they do. Probably. They're in black and white jumpers normally. There's a text here as a Crow player being charged by the MRO.
There was earlier, one of the I think it was Josh Worrell, was it? Got a fine for striking.
Oh, please.
Here it is here. So the MRO charging Crows defender Josh Worrell. He had an incident with Angus Clark. Cited for striking in the first quarter, received a $1,500 fine.
Please.
That's all it is.
So hello, Johnny at Port Augusta.
Hello, boys. I think Rosie thinks the game was invented in 1991 or 97, 98 maybe, but it doesn't matter. Oh, it's some real stuff. Campo, love your work, mate. Love your work. But please don't refer to Port as Port Power. You know, Port sports hate that.
Okay.
And it's not defence, it's defence. We're not the 51st state of America yet. So I was watching the footy on.
Anything else,
It's
John?
defence. But anyway, enough of that. Joshua Shelley.
Yes.
When do you... Getting kicked is a good... I did not want to get the AFL on the weekend. I've got to declare that. But I saw 5 minutes of bounce last night. I saw Joshua Shelley... Aaron Gage showed Joshua Shelley wiggling his backside and whatever else to the cameras and all the rest of it. Get a kick when it counts, Joshua Shelley. All we've got to beat up on the wooden spoon on that GWS. He reminds me of Andrew Newton-Jarman. Thanks, fellas.
That's
wow.
John.
So John's just come on and just drive by me twice.
5 or 6
and Joshua Shelley as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you were upset with Josh in the call where he dropped that mark and he didn't chase.
Well, the preview to that was, what do they want to get out of this game?
Yes.
Right? So they're playing the bottom 2 teams the next 2 weeks. You want to build finals habits, correct? If you were the coach,
100%.
I would have thought that would have been a no-brainer in terms of what goes up on the whiteboard. Joshua Shelley dropped the ball, which he should have marked. Didn't have a great day.
No.
Didn't influence the game at all. They had 58, 60 entries.
Yeah.
Dropped the ball and then just let it go. Didn't chase out, was walking behind the thing. And I'm sitting there going, well, if that was grand final day, would we accept that?
No. Well done. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. So that was where that came from. So I looked at it from a coaching perspective. I wouldn't have been that happy with that.
No.
Because we had our way with Essendon. It was a pretty easy performance, pretty easy win. I would have thought that you would have been well and truly up for the fight in terms of your defensive pressure because, you know, he didn't have a great game the week before. So
final standards for the next 3 weeks should be written on the whiteboard. Boom.
Very, very strong. Let's take a break. 5 o'clock news coming up. Rory Sloane and more of your calls. 8223 0000.
Rowey and Timmy G. The 5AA Sports Show.
Harris Scarf clearance event is on now. Save big on bedding, kitchen and electrical, plus huge reductions on women's and men's clothing, underwear and footwear. Hurry, stock won't last. Shop clearance now. Exclusions apply. Harris Scarf, great brands, great prices.
Not every conversation stays with you. This one will. Join Stephen Bartlett as he asks the questions and nothing is left unsaid. Search The Diary of a CEO wherever you get your podcasts.
Barbara Streisand. Her music and life come alive in The Way We Were. Starring award-winning singer-songwriter, performer and storyteller Melinda Schneider. Melinda brings to life hits like You Don't Bring Me Flowers, Evergreen, Woman in Love and many more. Saturday, August 8 at Her Majesty's Theatre. For tickets, go to thewaywewere.com.au.
Booking.com is the easiest way from an endless checkout line to a late check-in. Booking.com. Booking.yeah.
Up-to-the-minute news for South Australia. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
A possible shower down to 7 tonight, cloudy tomorrow and 14. With the 5 o'clock news, I'm Mel Usher. A driver has been killed in a crash near Strathalbyn. A van and a truck collided head-on at Santa Grove at lunchtime. The driver and sole occupant of the van, a 45-year-old man from Highmarsh Island, died at the scene. The driver of the truck, a 61-year-old Murray Bridge man, was not physically injured. The state road toll for the year is now 72. Bird flu has now been confirmed in the Coorong as the number of SA cases rises to 58. The total number nationwide is 78. We've already had a mass mortality event in the state's southeast, but no poultry lockdowns are being enforced at this stage. Federal Environment Minister Murray Watt warns about the spread of bird flu.
The reality is you can't stop native and wild birds flying around, and you can't stop wild animals moving around. And that will mean more mass mortality events like the one we have now seen.
A Singapore Airlines flight bound for Adelaide was turned around earlier today due to a mechanical issue. SQ277 left Changi Airport this morning before turning back over Indonesia. It was in the air for less than 4 hours. Passengers are being transferred to other flights. With the fuel excise for motorists and road users now ended, the ACCC will be keeping a close eye on any price gouging by servos. The Federal Treasurer has instructed fuel retailers not to. CEO of Australasian Convenience and Petroleum Marketers Association, Rowan Lee, says once service station tanks are empty and new deliveries of fuel come in, the wholesale price will rise and increase the price at the Bowser.
On Friday, it was in Melbourne for unleaded, it was $1.83.1, and today it's $2.03.6. So it's a 20.5 cent difference in the wholesale price.
Major bookmakers are being accused of using drugs, escorts and cash incentives to keep gamblers punting. A parliamentary inquiry is underway examining the federal government's bill to limit wagering advertising. Former NRL player Luke Bateman has told the hearing he did drugs with executives from an unnamed betting company at a VIP event. Mr Bateman says these inducements worsened his gambling addiction.
Encouragement to stay within it and continue the harmful behaviours. It's really difficult for me, it destroyed my life for many years. There were so many loved ones in my life who were so deeply affected as well. I was stealing money from my own mother to get those bonus bets, to get those inducements.
Retired AFL great Dustin Martin has severed ties with his longtime manager Ralph Carr, who's been identified as the high-profile Melbourne man convicted of rape. A suppression order on Carr's name was lifted today after the 66-year-old was last week found guilty of raping a woman at his home in 2023. Carr was married to Tina Arena in the 1990s. WA's Ombudsman is reviewing the way authorities responded to prominent Jeffrey Epstein accuser Virginia Giuffre before her death. The government watchdog received a request from Ms Giuffre's family, which raised concerns about the actions of WA police in the lead up to her death in Perth's Wheatbelt last year. Last month, it was revealed WA police had also launched an internal review into their dealings with Giuffre. Now turning to 5AA sport, and Port Sack Butters hit the training track today. He's eyeing a comeback from syndesmosis surgery by the end of the season. Assistant coach Darren Reeves says he has a positive mindset.
We understand that it was a significant injury, but he's making solid progress, and we'll see how that plays out. Ever since he came back into the building after the surgery, his energy amongst the group is infectious, and you can hear where he is, no matter where you are in the building. So that's always a positive for the group, and I'm sure it was great for the guys to see him out there running around today.
Melbourne is out for revenge on Fremantle this weekend after a fiery encounter between the two sides back in round 2. Demons forward Harrison Petty was taunted by Docker star Patrick Voss during the 48-point loss in Perth.
It would be good to get a bit of revenge, but I feel like we're a better team than we were at the start of the year, so it'll be interesting to see how they go over here at the G.
And Australia has finished at the top of the medal tally at the Commonwealth Games in Glasgow with 70 gold. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Afternoon, a Dry Creek police incident to look out for. It's on the north-south motorway near the Wingfield interchange. Big delays outbound through there. Kent Town delays clearing from an earlier crash, Rondell Road affecting Randall Street. And a breakdown at Croydon to look out for. This one's on South Road near William Street. Burst water main slowing up the drive home at Holden Hill, Grand Junction Road near North East Road. And a pesky camera this afternoon, Whites Road, Parallel Alley. This winter, try an indulgent faster pasta, Belgian chocolate lava cake or Belgian hot chocolate. Better still, treat yourself to both at Faster Pasta. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
A possible shower down to 7 tonight, cloudy tomorrow 14, Wednesday partly cloudy 15, Thursday cloud clearing and 18. Right now it's 13 degrees. Now let's hear what's happening on 9 News tonight.
Thanks, Heidi. I'm Brenton Raglis. Tonight, the first bird flu mass mortality event in the country confirmed in SA near Cape Jaffa. Tributes for a promising young footballer who died in a Harley Street crash Saturday night. And power superstar Zach Butters back running as he ramps up his desperate bid to play again this season. 9 News. Your news. 9:06 on 9 and on 9 Now.
Here's the thing you'll love about a WEA course. It's not just learning, it's meeting. Meeting people with similar interests and learning together. It's great fun and it sure beats sitting in front of a screen. WEA has 22 language courses on offer and over 80 cooking and wine appreciation courses. How about learning property development, subdividing land, gardening, music or performing arts for hobbies? For face-to-face learning you'll love, visit wea-sa.com.au.
If you need a window, and not just anything will do, just call Statesman Windows. Factory direct to you.
Statesman Windows, a local homegrown success story, has been serving home renovators and builders right across SA for over 45 years. Their success is built around family and service, consistently providing the highest quality products at real value for money. Call Statesman Windows.
Windows winning where you want them. Windows winning where you want them.
Next time you've got scrap metal piling up in the workshop, out in the yard, or hiding in that corner every business pretends not to see, take it to Nor Metals. They'll turn scrap into cash. Old batteries, PVC cables, radiators, industrial scrap, steel, aluminium, copper or brass, Nor Metals in Ottaway will take it away, free up space and top up your petty cash. Plus, a tidy site is a safer site, especially when it comes to scrap metal. Nor Metals. Cash for scrap. It's that easy.
The Yamaha Pitman's Marine Mega Sale is happening now. Prices slashed on Yamaha outboards and wave runners. 7 days of mega savings only at Yamaha Pitman's Marine. August 10 to 15. It's time to go mega.
Who can fix the shower?
Service today.
Who can fix the power?
Service today.
With thousands of positive reviews, it's no wonder that Service Today is the most recognised and respected home service company rated by Australians. Our licensed technicians can help with all your plumbing, electrical, heating, cooling and home security needs. So when you need reliable home services, at Service Today, the answer will always be, yes, we can. Yes, we can, is what we say at Service Today. Google Service Today to book one of our experts.
Stay informed, get involved. 5AA, always Adelaide. Adelaide's only local sports show, the 5AA Sports Show.
Still to come, Rory Sloane as the Crows' top 4 hopes reignite late in the season. Fox Footy's Jordan Lewis at 5:30, covering footy's biggest talking points, plus Nathan Cosmina from Adelaide United, and your calls in our Monday footy review.
Rowey and Timmy G.
The 5AA Sports Show.
It's 9 minutes after 5 here on this Monday night. We've been loving your calls and interaction throughout the show, so keep it coming in. 8223 0000 is the number to call.
Well, Crows smashed the Dons. They sit fourth on the ladder, have 3 games left to get everything in place for a finals tilt. Joining us is former Crows skipper, absolute star, Rory Sloane. Thanks to Channel 9. Sloaney, welcome.
Absolute star, absolute has been, I think you mean, Rowey.
Oh, please. Mate, when did you retire?
At least 2 years ago.
Oh,
and I didn't play that year either, so you could say 3.
No, you'll never be a has-been, not with a record like that. How is the eye?
Great. No, eyesight's great, mate. I can see everything beautifully at the moment.
So how old are you now?
36.
Oh, same age as Paddy D. You could make a comeback, Rory.
No, mate, and the way Tex is going too, and Jack Gunston and James Zorko, Pendles, mate, everyone will keep going on. I can't see any of those guys not playing on this year at the moment with the way they're playing.
So have you put on any buffney? What have you put on, 10 kegs, 15?
No, Campo let me know. Campo has let me know he had I think it was a 5% rule when you're married.
Rule.
And I said that
was it 10%?
Or 10%, it's blown out, has it?
GST.
No, it was always 10%. My wife reminds me regularly about that, Slaney.
Yeah, so she should. So, no, when Campo said that, I thought I'll try and do the same. So I get a little bit of gym work in each morning, and then maybe a couple of runs a week. That keeps me occupied.
Yeah. Well, what percent am I then, Campo? I played at 82 and I blew out to 118.
That's not good.
That's probably 30% over.
Yeah, that's 30 plus.
But not now. You should see him now, Slaney. He's looking.
I'm back.
He's almost in playing condition now.
It's called Japanese whiskey and protein diet.
There you go. Well, it's working.
Do you like that combo? That is a good combo.
That's a tasty combo.
Now, tasty, talking about tasty, September's around the corner. The Crows have 3 weeks to rest who they need to, get their game plan in order that they stand up into September. Are you confident?
Yeah, I'm confident. I don't know about resting too many. This is probably the problem coming in towards the end of the year. And, I mean, it was great to see Billy Dowling come in and Oscar Ryan come in and play some ripping footy. But that caused a bit of a problem as well because Nixie doesn't like to just drop guys straight away. And they'll play again next week for sure, those two. But this is a time of the year you really want to embed your best side and build a level of confidence coming into finals. And especially when you got Freo in 2 weeks, I think you want your best side humming by that point, and especially Giants in the last round. These are must-win games for Adelaide, and you want to build a level of confidence because if they win the next 3, they'll make the top 4 for sure. So I think that'll be crucial, and I'd love to see them get 4th spot. The pressure be off. You play Freo over there, first final, and I reckon that'd be a really good chance of winning that.
Well, the other thing to that, Sloan, is through selection, you mentioned those young guys, and we did the game yesterday. They were great. Looked like they were right up to the level. But Riley Thilthorpe played that second ruck option. Rowey's been calling for it for a long time. He kicked 5, albeit I'm not sure Essendon are obviously great defensively, and there wasn't a lot of pressure. But he spent more time in the ruck, more time than perhaps what Toby Murray would have been. He was there for about 26 ruck contests, and he did have an influence. And we've always thought that was part of why he was an All-Australian last year. So it's going to be an interesting debate in the next couple of weeks.
Oh, I was calling the same thing midway through the year. It seems silly to me that he's just been playing a permanent forward role when he was an All-Australian ruck and forward last year. He's up there with Luke Jackson when he's absolutely humming. And I don't know. He's so good at ground level. Knowing Riley, he's so good at ground level. His ball use is so good. I think it becomes an absolute weapon for him as well. And I'd lock him in if he keeps doing that for at least your 5 clearances a game. But the other part to that, Campo, is you know what it's like. You can get lost up forward a bit, especially if team defence is really good. You might not touch it for a period of time, but playing in the ruck just gets you around the ball. It makes you feel a part of the game. And I think that's massive for Riley's confidence, is just to feel a part of the game.
Yep, agreed. And you've got our vote with that in here. We speak about it regularly. Now, the other challenge to that, though, Sloaney, is I'll give you some names. Fogg, Thilthorpe, Tex, Neil Bullen, Archie, Keys, Rochelle, Taylor and Rankin all can't fit in that forward line.
No, I agree. And that's where I think you're going to have to see Rankin play a more permanent midfield role. And I've loved the development of him in the second half of the year. I thought his defensive work's gone to another level. I see him pushing hard back into defence now, where I reckon that was a feedback for him the first half of the year. So you can count Rankin out. He'll pinch hit, certainly in midfield, and pinch hit up forward and push harder forward, I think. And that's what you've got Neil Bullen in the team for, right? Just to provide a bit of coverage and allow Rankin to play more that midfield front half game and get guys like Neil Bullen and Keezy just to shift and make sure they can support and help out and get a bit of coverage for ranks there as well. So they fit. Somehow I think it might be someone like Archie may miss out. Tex is in great form. He's still kicking goals. He's still presenting really well. Fogg's been outstanding before he got super unlucky at the tribunal. So I see Tex and Fogg playing. I see Riley. I see the big 3 playing up there. But, I don't think Toby Murray will manage to squeeze back in, or Finbar, unfortunately. But
from there, you've got to go small and got to provide some pressure.
I actually thought Archie moved as good as I've seen yesterday, Sloaney, and what he can do,
dropping him.
He actually can play wing for you as well, and he's played in a couple of premierships, which is important, I think, with just a little bit of seniority on game day as well.
And sorry, that's probably what I meant. I just can't see him squeezing into the forward line. I think that wing role is going to become crucial for him, and I think, as you mentioned, like just his expertise in finals, you have to play him, but it's going to be further up the ground.
Well, and the other one that we've been dying to see, it was Dan Curtin through the midfield. We finally saw it. 18 disposals, 5 clearances. I just think he needs more time in there, Sloaney. You know what it's like. You went from a wing role into an inside mid. You've got to find your rhythm in there. Have they got enough time heading into the finals to have a good look at that?
Well, yeah, because they did it all pre-season, and the word out of the Crows pre-season was he was just absolutely destroying it through the midfield. He's providing that big body midfield clearance type, but then he was adding that burst and speed, which you don't really think you never really understood how much of it he had, but then you see it on the week, and he has the ability to burst out of stoppages. And I think Dan Curtin, say against Collingwood for the other week, for example, like Collingwood's initial pressure is so good, but if you can have that burst of speed and test the tackler out and get past that initial layer of pressure and get it to the outer layer, that's when you can expose the best pressure teams. And they're the type of players you need to play in finals, guys who can handle that pressure but stand up in a tackle and still distribute it afterwards. So, yeah, I think they're going to have to bite the bullet. But again, that comes down to like who drops out.
Yeah.
You're going to have Rankin, you're going to have Dorse. Sam Berry's had a ripping season. Is it Peatling? But then he's done some unbelievable roles tagging as well, Peatling, this year. So, yeah, this is what I mean. I'm not sure Adelaide know their best mix yet. I still don't know their best mix coming into finals, and that's probably the only bit that concerns me at the moment. I back in their game plan, but they've got to find their best mix coming into the next couple of games.
I'd like, you said you're back in their game plan. You're right. It's built on having a crack. There's no doubt they can bring the heat as good as any. They can sustain it. They may have good enough quality players to be able to hurt the opposition. Reliant a little bit more on Dawson, but if Rankin can do what he does, I'd just like to see them more attacking from the back half. Now, they were on the weekend. Campo said 5 goals from D50. I think 17 of them were through the corridor. It was Essendon. We call them witches' hats. Geelong aren't going to let you do that. Brisbane probably not as well. Fremantle certainly won't, and Sydney, because they can really bring the heat. But I want to see them go straight back at the Oppo a bit more. I hate them holding up this bloody tempo bloody thing. Sides like Collingwood since halftime, Geelong have certainly tweaked their game. They go straight back at the Oppo, Rory, and we can go back at them as good as any.
And as I said, their game plan stacks up. For me, but it's when they get challenged, and you mentioned the T sign goes up. It's my most hated sign of the club, and every time that goes up, it means they're going to play a half ground, a skinny game, and just put it into a contest, and I don't like it because I see them against Collingwood. When they isolate Collingwood's defenders one-on-one, they absolutely brained them. Same against Geelong. Yep. If they open the ground up, and yes, that exposes you sometimes a little bit on transition, but what it does, I think they're good enough now to really challenge opposition teams. And I've watched Brisbane closely the last couple of years. When they get challenged, you watch what they do. They almost double down on attack. They go through the corridor. They rip numbers through there. They still want to open the ground up and challenge a team. And you've got to do that against teams like Collingwood, and that's where they came unstuck the other weekend. And I think Nick Malthouse made his comments, right? But I think that's what he meant by them. He just wants to see them be harder and stick at their game plan for longer. And that's the only, I think, the room for improvement that Adelaide need to win finals and to challenge in a grand final is to make sure no matter what, under what sort of pressure, they stick to their plan.
So, Sloaney, is that more around that Nixie doesn't trust the group to get it done, or it's more a safety mechanism to keep them in the game?
Yeah, it's probably a bit of both. Like a couple of times the game starts to get out of hand, against Collingwood in particular. The game started to get out of hand in the contest. So what levers can you pull to change that and change that momentum, to pull it back into a contest and get yourself back in the fight? But it is part of it as coaches. You've got to back your troops in and your game plan in, and there's other levers to pull, as you know, Campo. Whether it be a Dawson, like I love when Dorse goes behind the ball as a seventh and they can build the ball up through him. And I mean, there are plenty of other levers you can use to try and stop momentum as well.
Just quickly on Port, it's going to be a long 3 weeks. They just lost to GWS. They sit 15th. there's no doubt Josh Carr knows what he wants from this group. He just doesn't have the talent at this stage. How tough is it when you know you're not going to make finals and you just got to get through 3 weeks, Rory, from a player's perspective?
It's not overly tough because you know that you're only 3 weeks away from not playing footy again for the remainder of the season and long into next year, right? So the message would be all about just keep having a crack, and that's what I've loved about Kari and the group that have played this year. It's been a young group, but the development of like some guys like Corey Durden, for example, who's come from a club, you thought he was a fringe player, now he's one of the better small forwards in the comp. The pressure he's applied, the development he's had, has been outstanding. Richards through the midfield, I've loved that move. And there's the way that they're playing, I think their fans would be really proud of the footy. Even the way Kari's handled, even the recent stuff with Craig Kelly, like he just goes in and he makes you proud probably to be a Port Adelaide fan. Like he's not just going to be pushed over and pushed around by other clubs and everything that's going on, right? So I love the way he has coached this year. He's been a bit unlucky with injuries too, and even with Mitch Georgiades, if he had kicked a little straighter for 3 games, they would have won 3 or 4 more games. So there's little moments like that throughout the year. They could have been a little closer, but what they've done is be able to get game time and experience into some of these kids that they're going to need to be playing some senior footy for a long time to come.
Well, on the right track is how we say that. Hey, Rory, love talking footy with you, mate. Could do it for hours. Thanks for your time. We'll speak soon. Yeah, we'll speak soon, fellas. Well done. Rory Sloane, our guest.
Always great to hear from Rory Sloane. It's time for a break, 21 after 5. We'll come back with your calls on 8223 0000. Here's traffic.
Dry Creek, a police incident on the north-south motorway to the Wingfield interchange. Really big delays heading outbound through there. 2-car crash in Medindi, Northcote Terrace near Stephen Terrace, and a multi-car praying at Ascot Park, Railway Terrace near Dunallen Road. Camera, Reservoir Road, Hope Valley. It's the big one at Nissan with an unmissable finance right across the MY26 X-Trail Hybrid and Petrol range. Search Nissan offers today. T's and C's apply. Approved applicants of Nissan Financial Services only. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
Our Undy Drive is back another year supporting Hutt Street Centre and Catherine House, raising funds to provide clean underwear for those who are less fortunate.
And this year, there's more ways than ever for you to get involved, including purchasing your own limited edition Undy Drive socks from roughsleeper.com.au.
It is that easy, Stacey, and don't forget you can still head to 5AAUndydrive.com.au at any time to donate.
All thanks to Rough Sleeper, Threads for Good, sustainable clothing, supporting Adelaide's homeless.
Maybe you're not winning a sprint anytime soon, but you're not old. Try experienced. That's what I like it. You've lived, you've experimented with things, so now you know what you like. With Support at Home by Rest Haven, we help with that. From jobs around the home to nursing and clinical care. We've been around for over 90 years, so we know how you can stay living your way in your home. Experience counts. Find out more at resthaven.asn.au.
You can get a nice hot shower, a decent meal, and then to get your clothes washed. Do you know how good it feels just to put on clean clothes? People don't understand exactly how bad it is out there.
Step up to end homelessness this Friday with Hutt Street Centre's Walk a Mile in My Boots. Register or donate. walkamile.org.au.
Well, let me tell you, at the Bi-Urban Bathroom and Kitchens, the swear jar has taken on a whole new meaning.
Yeah, the Bi-Urban swear jar is about to pledge to do everything possible to make your bathroom and kitchen renovation experience the best it could possibly be.
Here's the thing, Sean's the guru of kitchens at Bi-Urban with over 30 years' experience. Sean swears to deliver the kitchen of your dreams with minimum fuss and interruption to your home. He brings it all together. Oh, cool moustache.
Yeah, and then you got Aaron and John. They're the plasterers for Bi-Urban, and they both swear to always clean up after themselves. You'll never know they've been there.
Now, as a painter, you hated plasterers. You just hated it. But I would have loved Aaron and John. Here, there is no filling up over. Here, there is no doing it again. It's just one lick.
Just get the roller out.
Done. Get that right out there. So for a team that swears to deliver on quality and service, see Bi-Urban Bathrooms and Kitchens. Coxie, the team, I love them Adelaide's home Renault experts.
I'll get it. Dave, let me guess. Your power's out and you'd like to charge your phones.
How did you know?
Just lucky, I guess. Oh, and half the street is here doing the same. Come in, mate.
Dave, you too.
With Solar Power Direct Home Battery Storage, life goes on, even when the power's out.
Now, who's up for a cuppa?
Yes, please.
solarpowerdirect.com.au.
Here at 5AA, we're all about supporting local. The Excelsior Hotel is back. Fully renovated kitchen, fresh new dining room and new menu with all-day dining from 12. Come to something new at the Excelsior Hotel.
Waiting for that perfect protein-packed, flavour-filled snack? We've built it for you. It's Biltong by Najobi deliciously seasoned beef strips. Runners need Najobi Biltong for protein. Adventurers need Najobi Biltong for lasting energy. Foodies need Najobi Biltong for flavour. And kids need Najobi Biltong for healthy snacks. It's air-dried, super soft and grown right here in SA. We've been farming since 1841, so yeah, we know beef. Najobi Biltong in supermarkets, service stations or at najobi.com.au.
35 years of down-to-earth family service, backed by modern premises, means you can rely on Pro Paint and Panel.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
It's 26 minutes after 5. Campo's in for Timmy G, who's at the Darwin Cup tonight, and he's in there for the entire week. I tell you what, the Cup's about to be run in a few minutes. We'll see if he gets a winner or not. Maybe we'll try and call him up and get him on the show. 5:30. Yeah.
5:30.
We'll get a little update on that very shortly. Back to your calls as well. And soon, Jordan Lewis from Fox Footy.
Now, Campo spoke about weight. We did that with Rory, that you can only put on 10% GST. So if you played at 82, 10% of 82 is 8.2 kilo. So you should blow out to 90. And that would be acceptable by your wife, your family and your doctor. I turned 60 and I had to get a nurse to come out for Zurich to take my bloods. And I was up the yin-yang with everything. I had a fatty liver or this liver or that kit. I was on the borderline. My bloods, my sugars were just appalling. And it was a kick in my guts because I got on the scales. Now, mind you, I did have my RMs and these work clothes on, but I tipped it at 118. And I thought, you fat pig, you absolute...
A little bit of self-feedback.
Loser, yeah. Didn't even want to look at myself in the mirror. Couldn't stand it. Anyway, so someone's texted in. Rory, I've done the math. You blew out by 43.9% from my last playing weight of 82 to 118 kilo. Well, thank you, Michelin man Russell. What's the fattest you've been?
Well, probably what I'm at now.
So you've chubba-chubbed. Are you over 10%? You are, right?
I'm over 10%.
Oh, Mama Bear wouldn't be happy.
No, she's giving me some feedback.
Some solid feedback.
It's fair enough.
It's a gift. Fair enough.
Yeah, fair enough. It's about my health and your health. So
I tell you, 50... How good's this? 50 was the new 40. 60, you know you're 60. I've got a hip. I'm in all sorts.
Feeling it all.
I am.
Well, I'm 50 and I'm feeling it all.
How much do I squint? I don't want to wear glasses, but boy, do I need them.
I had mine lasered. You've got to get them lasered.
Oh, unbelievable. So for short, I can't read anything.
Yeah, well, there's different procedures.
But there's not much point me reading because I'm illiterate.
Well,
I just make stuff up.
Yeah, but you'd still want to just be able to read a menu or do those sort of things.
Bottom of a wine label.
Yeah, I bet you're looking at the bottom line of your business.
Yeah, I do. Hey, Dave.
Hey, guys. How you going?
Yeah, good.
Rowey, it's time for some hard love, mate, okay? With me?
Dave, I've had it. You'd think I'd switch my ears on and listen. Oh, you're going to give me some more hard love. Okay.
Bear with you, mate. Okay, bear with me. Okay.
Sorry.
Right, give me a minute, mate, please. Filthy kicked 5 goals, like you said, which is hat. Move on. Okay? Is this the Crow Show?
No.
Honestly, mate, is this a Crow Show, you two guys?
No.
Now, how many players, A-grade players, have Port Power had out this year through injury? How many?
I would say probably 6.
Okay, 6 maybe. Okay, I'd say more than that. Okay. But also, they're playing players that should be probably 2 years down the track. Okay? And they've done well. They've tried their heart out. Josh has just took up the club on. They took the coaching side on after Hinkley. So, guys, how about some credit about instead of just saying Crows, Crows, Crows. How about give some respectability about Port Adelaide? You know what I mean? Like, we're struggling.
Dave, are your ears bricks? We have been pumping Port up and Josh.
You were saying Port needed a good pre-season.
Yeah.
How many clubs get a good pre-season? They all get good pre-seasons. Port have good pre-seasons. They all get good pre-seasons, mate. It's not about pre-season, Rowey. It's about having respect where, clubs get filtered with injuries.
Yeah.
Port have. Unfortunately, Crows haven't. Come on, guys. It's not the Crow show. How about having some
David,
respect
do you have a podcast? No. Did you hear our interview with Darren Reeves? That went for 13 minutes. So you didn't hear that interview, Dave?
I hear it all, mate, all the time. But I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like, be fair, mate. You know what I mean? Come on.
Fair. Mate, you're 15th, Dave.
This is Crow
Dave,
show.
you're 15th. You're 15th. You're 15th. Come on.
Crow show, mate.
All right. Well, you mustn't have listened to the Darren Reeves interview because I thought we were quite glowing with him about Josh and how he speaks.
I couldn't think that we've been any more complimentary about what Josh has done and the playing group. And even the pre-season.
People like Dave, they've got selective hearing. Now, I'm not going to throw stones because I do too. There's certain stuff that comes out my wife's gob that I just don't choose to listen to. So we all have selective hearing.
Well, even the pre-season comment, Dave, we were talking about implementation of their game style.
Correct.
So
and embedding it more over a pre-season.
Go back and listen.
Dave, you're 15th, buddy.
All right, time for the 5:30 headlines. Jordan Lewis is going to cover off more of the footy issues across the weekend next.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show. This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
Good evening, Mel Usher with the news headlines. A 45-year-old man has been killed in a head-on crash near Strathalbyn. Bird flu has now been confirmed in the Coorong as the number of SA cases rises to 58. Retired AFL great Dustin Martin has severed ties with his longtime manager Ralph Carr after he was identified as a man convicted of rape. And in sport, Crow Josh Worrell has been charged with striking by the MRO following an incident with Essendon's Angus Clark yesterday. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Afternoon at Dry Creek at a police incident on the north-south motorway, the Wingfield interchange. Really big delays outbound through there at the moment. Two-car crash in Badindi, Northcote Terrace near Stephen Terrace and Ascot Park. Multi-car praying Railway Terrace near Dunallen Road. Camera tonight, Gorge Road, Athelston for the drive home. It's time to complete your census. Complete online, by paper or with help from census staff. In the census, every answer matters. Authorised by the Australian Bureau of Statistics, Canberra. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast, a possible shower down to 7 tonight, cloudy tomorrow and 14. Right now it's 12 degrees. We'll have more news at 6 on 5AA, always Adelaide.
Real Goodies with Stacey Lee, 5AA Breakfast.
The Department for Correctional Services committed to major changes to ensure victims' voices are central to decision-making.
Constable Anthea Beck found out that her offender was released on home detention via social media. So how's that victims focused?
Central to decision-making was the direct quote from Corrections.
Great.
Weekdays from 6 a.m. on 5AA, always Adelaide.
Today we have Darcy and Daniel from Inspire Care SA. They're a proud NDIS provider with a refreshingly different approach to NDIS support.
We don't have uniforms as such, but we want it like a couple of good mates out just sharing an afternoon out.
And you would see the results from that.
We don't have the turnover. We don't have the disgruntlement from the client. They're not looking at the support worker with their head buried in their phone. If you're looking for support or you're looking for employment, we have the person for you. Give us a chance.
NDIS support with purpose. Get in touch with Inspire Care SA.
Here's another tyre safety message from Tyre Power. If your steering is vibrating or pulling to one side, it's a sign you need a wheel alignment. If you leave it too long, it could lead to premature tyre wear and affect your car's handling in emergency situations. So for safety's sake, get the experts to check it out. Tyre Power. Get the power of a free tyre safety check at Australia's biggest independent. Visit tyrepower.com.au or call 13 21 91 for your local independent owner.
Most South Australian business owners have just accepted that electricity is an expense they can't control. It goes up, you absorb it, and then it goes up again.
I just had a dare on the text line to say it once more. Dave, you're 15! 8223 AA. Hey, NRG Solar, well, they think that's worth challenging. I mean, honestly, they do. Simply because a properly designed commercial solar and battery system doesn't just reduce your power bill, it converts one of the most unpredictable operating costs into something you can actually plan around.
Yeah,
God,
and you would feel that with your business. Better cash flow, predictable overheads, and real insulation against energy prices that aren't going down. NRG Solar designs systems for SA businesses based on real energy use, not generic quotes.
Yeah, well done. So from small commercial premises through to large industrial facilities, the conversation starts with your numbers, not theirs. Battery rebates are also available to eligible businesses right now, which is bonus.
Yeah, before your next energy bill arrives, talk to the team at NRG Solar and discover what's possible. nrgsolar.com.au.
Most kitchen taps look the same today. Average quality, designed and assembled overseas with a limited lifespan. We noticed Adelaide homeowners wanted something better, built to last. Introducing the new Better Tap by PuraTap, a new mixer tap designed and crafted right here in Adelaide with German ceramic disc technology built to last, lead-free design, all at a great price. So when you want a tap that goes the distance, think PuraTap, the new Better Tap. Brought to you by PuraTap, 133 502, puratap.com.au.
A mum and dad considering retirement living? If they sell the house, what happens to their pension? What are the tax implications? McGain Real Estate have specialist advisors ready to sit down for a chat. Contact McGain today. McGain.com.au.
Vehicle damaged? Remember 3Ps. Pro Paint and Panel. They'll take care of everything, including insurance.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
It's 24 minutes to 6. Nathan Cosmina from the Reds to join us after 6 o'clock. Tell you what, Dave's call just before 5:30 has received plenty of feedback. Should we read a little bit out before we get to Jordan Lewis?
15th, mate. Yeah, read one.
All right, Andrew says, tell that Dave guy to get a brain. Port have been featured a lot tonight, I reckon. Port there, without Timmy there, and he still has a meltdown. By the way, Port have had no injuries this year and the Crows beat them twice. And Marty says, hi guys, I'm a one-eyed Port supporter. You guys have been more than fair. Personally, we could have won more games by just kicking straight, and it has nothing to do with injuries, just a lack of skill. Thank you, Marty. There's a couple of callers that are waiting in the wings as well, so we might get a few of them on the air.
Did one of the texts say Crows beat Port twice? No, they didn't. Port smashed them in the second one. Showdown 6.
Last year.
Last year. Oh, okay. Fair cool. Hey, Fox Footy's four-time premiership star. He certainly is that. We love him on our show. Jordan Lewis, welcome.
G'day, boys. It's unlike you two to be upsetting people.
Well, Campo does it, but I do. Geordie,
we couldn't have been any more complimentary, Geordie, around Port Adelaide, and we just got absolutely rock and rolled by someone.
And we gave the listeners some solid feedback. Jordan, Port are 15th. They're bottom 4.
I tell you what, I did a couple of years ago, I did Brekkie Radio, and I had to check into a mental institution after that. We're reading the text machine, my God.
Yeah, we do get some good feedback. I want to start with Carlton's win over the Lions, 24-10 to 11-12. God almighty, I did not see that coming.
No, I don't think anyone did, and I think Jack Rewalt said in the call, and I think sometimes you get lucky as callers, as you boys would know. You just hit the sweet spot with a game, and it felt like that game for everyone that was there, but certainly everyone watching at home. I sat on the couch and watched it at home, and you're in disbelief by what they were able to do. It was a fun game to watch, and everyone got involved, and I think to beat Brisbane by 12 goals and to do it in that fashion, and then to be able to see the joy and the celebration on their face. And I must admit, in terms of the coaching race, I think everyone was sceptical at the start to make sure that this wasn't another sugar hit that Carlton fell into, and talking about Josh Fraser and his coaching credentials, I think this was the win that probably solidified that that he's the man to lead this club forward.
Well, I love Josh in the presser afterwards. They were praising him. He said, well, hang on a sec. I've got a very good coaching group. He immediately thought team and the team around him. I
had a rough week too.
He did with his father passing away, and kept that to himself. I want to ask you this, Jordan, and it's never quite what it seems, or as good as it seems or as bad as it seems. Is Josh Fraser that good a coach, or Vossi was that bad?
No, I think he's been complimentary to Voss. the way that they play, but if you speak to anyone involved when Voss was at Carlton, it was a lot about contest. And that was all over the ground. And I think they trained that. They were trained that religiously. And by the weekend, all these players were worn out before the game time. So I think Josh Fraser's just opened them up to a different way of playing, and that seems like it's energised. And, yeah, the backbone of the contest work and the pressure and stuff like that, I think does come from Voss. I think that's his style, but certainly the way that they've been able to move the ball and enjoy their footy again, you can only point to Josh Fraser as being the coach that's been able to unlock that.
Well, the Blues were outstanding, Geordie, but Brisbane, a little bit of an issue. They've given up 100 points 8 times this year. That's a bit of a worrying number for heading into the finals. I know they won 6 or 7 on the trot, but that's a big defensive profile that you probably don't want.
Yeah, they've got issues behind the ball, and I think one thing that helps that is being able to move the ball in a manner that threatens the opposition, and in a manner that the skill execution is really critical because they're so aggressive with ball in hand. Dane Zorko plays a big part in that, but if he's not there and they're still trying to be aggressive with ball in hand, they tend to turn the ball over in really dangerous positions, and if the opposition's on, they can really capitalise on that. But the one thing that's always saved them has been their defence, and it just looks shaky at the moment. I mean, without Gallup there, Hipwood, looked out of sorts. I just thought their defenders at times looked a bit nervy with the way that they were able to defend. So it's a big challenge, and something that they've got to try and overcome. Clearly, with the finals around the corner, but to give up 28 goals to a side who sit. I think they sit 10. 24 goals to the side that sits 10th is a bit of an issue.
Well, the other one that's probably a similar defensive profile is your old mob Melbourne. Really good to watch in terms of like the offensive part of the game, but is that going to hold them up in September? They look like they're probably going to play finals, but 12th, averaging 91 points a game is probably not what Kingy would like heading into a final series.
No, you're exactly right. I think their issues are behind the ball, and I think Turner being out, I think they really miss him, and they've struggled to find that key tool. You'd be brave to move Petey back into defence when he's been so good up forward, and he's been able to support Van Rooyen up there, and that's been a really good combination. But I think they miss Turner more than you think. Jake Lever's a zone-off defender. He's not a lockdown sort of back shoulder type of defender. So I think they're probably, although they're winning, I just still think that's going to be their Achilles heel when they come up against a Fremantle, for argument's sake. I think there's certainly one key defender short, but possibly two.
Yeah, well, Jake Lever now has to go that extra line back, Geordie, into the goal square, which is probably not where he wants to go. But you brought up FIVEAA. They play at the MCG against Melbourne this weekend. They probably won't head back to the MCG. They get 2 home finals until grand final day. Do you give it a full dress rehearsal just to make sure that the players are ready to go?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's always been the question mark. Can these interstate sides, when it really matters, can they play at the ground where it all comes to a head late September? And I think that's the case in this one. You get, as you said, a really good dress rehearsal against an opposition, but more importantly, you can familiarise yourself with the surroundings if you're able to overcome 2 home finals and get yourself back to the MC. I think it's a really important point. And Justin Longmuir hasn't been up front in terms of the way that they're going to rest players. I think if they're fit and able, certainly this game would be the one that they would want to get a full healthy squad together and make the trip over here to play a quality opposition who plays the MCG better than anyone this year.
Yeah,
they have. They've been very good there. Yeah. 3 games left, Jordan, for 8 teams, must be, said. Crows are sitting 4th. Have they got the game that you've got confidence they can stand up in September?
I don't have confidence. No, I think I'd still love to see more with ball in hand. I think that's probably the one thing that they're missing. If they haven't sort of won that midfield battle, I think they can get really stuck in defence. And Miller has been fantastic this year. Hawker Hahn's come along as well, but I still think they missed that one sort of creative change of direction player off half-back. I mean, they put 150 points on against Essendon, but that's no real challenge these days when they're sitting 18th. But I think it's a really important 6 weeks, not only for Adelaide, but I think the coaching staff as well. I think there comes a time where you want to see some wins come September, and that would put some pressure on some people at our football club if that doesn't happen.
Yeah, 100%. And Port Adelaide is, as much as we're saying they're 15th, we think here with the outs that they've had that Josh Carr and his group have done a reasonable job, sit number 3 for scores against. I mean, you can build from there.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. To be honest, it's I think, and they've found a few players. I think Bammett's been a really handy sort of mid-season pick, and the issue would be is what you deal with. Zach Butters when he leaves, but I think in terms of substance, I think in terms of hard to play against, I think they've ticked those 2 boxes under Josh Carr in his first year to try and teach them a new way of defending and certainly attacking. I think has been a real positive. They've been in games a lot more this year than they have in the past, and I think as a coach, understanding that and seeing those little incremental improvements has been a positive year. But you're right, it means for nothing if they can't back it up. The other player I was thinking of was Durden, obviously. I think he's had a fantastic season as well.
And Geordie, the old Gold Coast, 10 in a row. Where do they sit in the scheme of things now?
It's hard to not stop kicking a wounded dog, but they just continue to provide content for us to look at, and it's been a really disappointing year. There's no doubt about that, and I'll declare that I'm good friends with Stewie Dew, and I think he was doing fantastic things there to build a culture, to build some substance in a club that hasn't had any for a long period of time. And from all reports, there's been trust that has been eroded and lost over the 3-year period. So that's hard to get back. And it's even Dimmer in his press conference on the weekend, he sounds like a salesman. But at the end of the day, you've got to have proof in performance, and they just haven't had that. And at the end of that day, it comes down to the coaches, it comes down to the leaders, it comes down to the players who are wanting to buy into what Damien Hardwick's trying to sell, and it's not happening. So they lose King, they might lose Humphreys, and who's not to say at the end of next year they might lose a couple of really important midfielders as well.
Yeah, they're in a world of hurt, I think. Jordan, hey, as always, thanks for your time.
No, thanks for having me, boys.
Well done, Jordan Lewis, Fox Footy, and on the couch you'll hear him tonight. And our text came straight through from John at Unley. Just to set the record straight, Port Adelaide injury list is not 6, as just said by Stephen, it's 14. No, I said 6 A-graders, not numbers, 6 A-graders. He's gone and listed Rosie, Bergman, Butters, Farrell, Powell, Pepper, McKinlay, Sin, Lukosius, Ollie Lord, Manny Liddy, Radler, Galea, Richard. Yes, you're right, but I'm saying A-graders. Rosie is an A-grader. Butters is an A-grader. Bergman is an A-grader. I love Sam Powell, Pepper, he's an A-grader. You've had 6 A-graders there. Doesn't matter about the rest. It's the A-graders. Switch your ears on John from Unley.
Lots of feedback getting passed around on a Monday. It's a strong Monday. We like it. 8223 0000 is the number. We'll get more of your calls next. The Darwin Cup's been run as well. We'll find out who won that. And if Timmy's a winner up there in North, let's get to your traffic.
Evening there. A Dry Creek, a police incident on the north-south motorway near the Wingfield interchange causing delays outbound. 2-car crash in Medina to look out for tonight. Northcote Terrace near Stephen Terrace and a multi-car praying at Ascot Park getting cleaned up. Railway Terrace near Dunallen Road. Camera, Campbell Road, Elizabeth Downs tonight. What's saucy, cheesy and baked to perfection? Faster Pastas Pasta Bakes with free garlic bread. All at one great $23.90 price. Fresh from the oven and only at Faster Pasta. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
Got something big to budge? Budget with Budget. Little trucks, big trucks. You can do it all in a budget rental truck. Get exactly what you need and at a great price too. So remember, whatever you've got to budget with a budget rental truck. Budget car and truck rental. Call 13 27 27. That's 13 27 27.
Budget with a budget renter truck. It's quick and cheap. Well, half your luck when you budget with a budget renter truck.
The passing of someone close places unique stress on family and friends. At this time, Farrell and O'Neill Funerals are here to provide reassurance and peace of mind. Farrell and O'Neill offer creative guidance and advice to tailor a service that best honours your loved one. Whether a large gathering or a small, intimate service, Farrell and O'Neill share their generations of experience in tailoring a unique and meaningful farewell. Proudly SA family-owned and operated, because it's personal.
There's something lovely about clearing a little space. And Norm Metals is ready to help you do just that. If you've got an old fridge in the shed, some copper piping from a reno, or a pile of scrap metal you've been meaning to deal with, don't take it for granted. When Norm Metals in Ottaway will take it for cash. Copper, brass, aluminium, stainless steel, if it's metal, there's value in it. Declutter your home and reclaim your space. Norm Metals. Cash for scrap.
Just call Ken Hall. We'll be there anytime at all. Just call Ken Hall.
Are you warm enough this winter? Getting the best out of your home heating system? Just call Ken. Whether it's gas or electrical, installation or service, Ken is your go-to. Save on your energy bills and make sure your home is safe and warm this winter. Just call Ken, working for you since 1983.
Just call Ken Hall.
Is your bloated belly making you feel fat and miserable? Introducing new Caruso's Bloaties. Caruso's Bloaties contains peppermint and ginger, which are traditionally used in Western herbal medicine to relieve belly bloating, plus digestive enzymes to help your body digest lactose and fat. So if you're fed up with your bloated belly making you feel fat and miserable, try Caruso's Bloaties today. Caruso's Bloaties is available from leading pharmacies and health stores. Always read the label and follow the directions for use.
There are many reasons why Steinborner Automotive is well worth the trip, with over 400 cars in stock across 10 yards in Gawler, Barossa and Clare, including Steinborner Mitsubishi and Yuri Utpa, with a great selection of the best value new demo and low kilometre Triton, Pajero, Sport, ASX and Outlander. Along with outstanding service from our award-winning staff, you know it's well worth the trip to Steinborner Mitsubishi. View our whole range of Mitsubishi at steinborner.com.au.
Car accident? You should have the freedom to choose your trusted repairer. Choose Pro Paint and Panel.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
Campo sitting in with Rowey while Timmy G's up in Darwin enjoying the Darwin Cup, which has just been run and won. You may remember the tips that Terry and Timmy do every Friday. Last week they tipped Stormageddon to win the Darwin Cup. Well, guess where it finished? Seventh. So no good for Terry and Timmy, unfortunately.
They're having a stinker, those two.
But very good for Michael Hickmonk's crew. He's won with What a Deal. So congratulations to the Hickmonk crew. They've got themselves a winner in the Darwin Cup.
Yeah, and Timmy's going to be coming back on the GAN because he won't be able to fly.
He got a one-way, did he?
He's probably blowing it. Hello, Ian.
Hey, guys, how you going?
Good, mate.
Hey, mate, I was just wondering, on this MRI or MRI, whatever it is, has got me confused. There was a clear incident on the Crows Essendon game. Incident was high impact, careless, it was hard. Player got taken off, got concussion, but yet hasn't been cited.
I can't
Which
remember
one was
that.
that?
No one got
Which one was
concussion.
that, Ian?
But that was when the Essendon player took out his own mate.
Oh, yeah, but I don't think he knocked him out,
No
did
one
he?
got concussion in that game.
Nah.
Oh, did he,
No,
mate?
no,
So he still,
no,
he knocked him.
It was
knocked
Angus
him
Clark.
rotten, like,
It was Angus Clark.
Yeah.
But that was just friendly fire. That wasn't.
But what's the difference between this a footy incident?
Well, you can't suspend your own teammate.
Well,
can
well,
you?
if they're serious,
Is that what you're saying?
Knocked him out, yeah.
Yeah, if they're
I'm with you.
serious about head injury, they got to go the whole 10 yards, don't they?
Yeah, I'm with you. Nah, good, interesting point, Ian. There's one here from Maria who gets 1 in 100 funny. Can we get Wayne Phillips on tomorrow night? This show's too serious. Hello, Tony.
Hey, g'day, guys. I was just a little bit disappointed at the fact that you had a caller earlier that said that, you didn't give enough love to Port Adelaide. It was pretty strange because at the start of the show, Rowey, you actually said yourself, mate, you said, Port Adelaide play first, so let's touch on that. So I don't understand how people can actually bring you down and make you look bad and make you feel bad, because you don't. You're actually very good at what you do. And last year and the years beforehand, I listen to you guys all the time. And you always actually, give your opinion for Port Adelaide. If they're doing really well, you always stayed with them through that period. Now, Adelaide Crows are doing really well. So I don't understand why. So, it's a Crowley show. It ain't bloody no Crowley show. It's just a fair show that we actually, focus on what's happening and what's going on in the football world. And Adelaide Crows have actually got an opportunity to win, essentially a flag, and they've done very well. So we only focus on that. So we also focus on the fact that Port Adelaide may need to look at what's going on for the future, which you guys do. You do it so well. So the people that actually, try and bring you down, Rowey, I disagree with it.
All right. Well, thank you for that glowing praise there, Tony. Really don't care. You sit here, you got to cop the good with the bad, and mind you, there's a lot of bad, and I don't care. I try and do the best I can. If it's wrong, it's wrong. People will clip me, and I'll take it on board. I try and swim between the flags. When I get outside the flags, I get clipped, Scotty, which you're good at. Well, no, I do care. You don't want people to hate you. You don't want people to hate you.
Well, you care because you're South Australian. You want to see both teams do well.
I would much rather like to see Port do well than any Victorian team, without a shadow of a doubt. And I love Josh Carr. When I say that, when he was a young lad, I coached with him out at Glenelg. I worked in the state program with him. I've loved the way he's come through. He's my sort of guy. I want him to do well. Now, does that mean that Port does well? That's good. Yeah, it is. Just not well enough to beat my team.
Well, they did this year.
Well, they did. and in actual fact, they could have won too.
You're right.
God, with 40 seconds to go, they hit the front, had no right to. I like what he's doing. And Tony, thank you. Hello, Shane.
G'day, guys. I'm hoping this is the Crows show, is it?
Oh, well, yeah, here we go.
I'm hoping so. Old mate Dave's got a bit of a carrot, I reckon. But anyway, what I phoned up for is I was just sitting there this afternoon thinking, these Crows fellas, they could make the grand final.
Yes, they could.
I do barrack for.
Yes, they could.
But how about this scenario? They make the grand final and their team's that strong, they have to leave out Tex Walker. How devastating would that be?
Yeah, look, it's going to be an interesting one, that. I think he's still in their best team.
You don't think he's in their best 23?
Well, personally, I do.
Yep.
Forward pocket guy.
Yeah, he's in, even if he's off the bench.
And, of course, it's a skill and his experience. But, it's just these things can happen, can't they?
Of course they can, Shane. Of course they can.
That would be a terrible, terrible thing.
Well, if Archie gets in some sort of form, he could push Tex out onto the thing. But the thing with Fogg, he's a bit hit and miss, so you'd like to have Tex there. And there's moments you want to have the three up there, but I like the two with the hybrids. Someone asked me the other day, have Crows and Port ever been 1 and 2 at the end of a season? So number 1 on the ladder and number 2. And I don't reckon they have. And I thought, well, has Fremantle and West Coast, and they were in 2015. Fremantle finished top and West Coast finished second top.
Really?
Fremantle went out in straight sets. West Coast went into the grand final and got beaten in 2015, I think by Hawthorn by 40-odd points. But it's never been Crows and Port 1-2 or any other state. But that was in 2015.
Interesting. A little bit of quiz night trivia for you.
Could that happen to Fremantle again, finish top and go out in straight sets? Oh, hello.
Interesting. Well, it happened to last year's minor premiers. Who knows? It's 2 minutes to 6 with the news coming up. Nathan Cosmina with a big international clash to talk about for our Reds.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
Ready for a fresh start in a location you love? Speak with Rossdale Homes. At Rossdale, we specialise in knockdown rebuilds, giving you a brand new home at your favourite address. Whether it's a single story, 2-story or split level design, we'll custom build a home that fits your style, needs and budget. And with our fixed price contracts, you'll have complete peace of mind from start to finish. Rossdale Homes, your local SA builder, because trust is a must.
For over 60 years, Australians have chosen FIVEAA motorhomes. Proudly Australian made and backed by our 5-year warranty, roadside assistance and cap price servicing. FIVEAA, confidence beyond delivery. Visit adelaide.avidarv.com.au.
This Friday, thousands of South Aussies will come together for the Hutt Street Walk a Mile in My Boots, raising vital funds and awareness for people, well, they experience homelessness. And I see more and more of it now.
Yeah, it's sad.
Sad, isn't it?
But right now, more people than ever are turning to Hutt Street Centre for support, especially through winter, with something as simple as a beautiful warm meal or a hot shower that can't be taken for granted.
Bought my socks the other day. I like supporting this with the little beanie, the little orange one. Every step and every dollar raised helps Hutt Street Centre continue providing essential meals, support services and care for people doing it tough in our community. Imagine being out 5 degrees at night.
Yeah, no, not nice. There's still time to get involved. Sign up, spread the word and walk this Friday, August 7. And if you can't make it on the day, every donation still makes a real difference.
No, it does. Well done. Step up to end homelessness. Register or donate today at walkamile.org.au.
The very latest news and information. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
A possible shower down to 7 tonight, cloudy tomorrow and 14. With the 6 o'clock news, I'm Mel Usher. A man in a wheelchair has died after his van collided with a truck this afternoon. Emergency crews were called to the scene near Strathalbyn just before 12:30. The 45-year-old from Hindmarsh Island died at the scene. The driver of the truck was not injured. SA has emerged as the epicentre of bird flu in Australia. The number of confirmed cases nationwide is 78 and 58 of those are here. There has been a mass mortality event in the state's southeast, but Agriculture Minister Julie Collins says there has been no detection in the poultry industry.
We do know that once the H5 bird flu is spreading in wildlife and the natural environment, it is not possible to avoid significant losses, which is what we're starting to see now.
A Singapore Airlines flight en route to Adelaide from Changi was turned around today. A mechanical issue was the reason. A replacement flight is now in the air. Tina Arena's ex-husband Ralph Carr has been found guilty of rape. A suppression order on the 66-year-old's identity has now been lifted after his conviction in Melbourne last week. He fought for 3 years to keep his identity private. A giant in Australia's sport and entertainment industry for more than 30 years, he managed the likes of Dustin Martin and Kate Sobrano. A parliamentary inquiry has heard betting agencies have used drugs, escorts and cash to keep their biggest customers hooked. More from Nelson Scott.
A Senate inquiry is examining the government's reforms to restrict gambling ads across TV, radio and online platforms. Former NRL player Luke Bateman has appeared as a witness, admitting he's been offered illicit drugs by betting company executives as a form of inducement. Mr Bateman says these practices worsened his gambling addiction, causing him to retire from rugby league in debt.
I was stealing money from my own mother to get those bonus bets.
His testimony comes as the Greens push the opposition to help strengthen the laws, though Deputy Liberal leader Jane Hume says she's yet to come to a decision.
I think we should wait and see what that Senate inquiry recommends.
Labor maintains its bill in its current form strikes the right balance.
Operations have been suspended at a coal mine in the New South Wales Hunter after the death of a worker. Glencore says the man died this afternoon. Police and emergency services remain on site. The late David Hockney will be the subject of 2 major art exhibitions in Australia. The first will be at the National Gallery in Canberra starting in September. The second will be an immersive experience in Sydney, opening in October. Now turning to 5AA Sport, and Crow Josh Worrell has been charged by the match review officer. He's been done for striking following an incident with Essendon's Angus Clark at Marvel yesterday. He's copped a fine and will be available for this weekend's home game against Richmond. Port head to Sydney this week to take on the Swans at the SCG, who currently sits second on the ladder. Assistant coach Darren Reeves says spirits at the club remain high despite the team's loss against GWS last week.
We're accelerating into the end of the year and that's player-driven. The energy amongst the group and the want to keep getting better and find ways to keep getting better is existing there. So it's not hard to drive that. The players are really driving that.
And Zach Butters was back running at Alberton today. He's keen to make his return from syndesmosis surgery by the end of the season. Geelong ruck Mitch Edwards is the round 21 AFL Rising Star nominee. The 21-year-old has played 16 games this season after making his AFL debut in round 1. And Australia's chef de mission at the Com Games in Glasgow, Petria Thomas, says they weren't perfect, but it was the opportunity of a lifetime for many. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Evening there at Dry Creek. Police incident getting cleaned up on the north-south motorway near the Wingfield interchange. A burst water made to look out for tonight at Holden Hill, Grand Junction Road near North East Road. Breakdown getting sorted at the moment at Croydon South Road near William Street, and sluggish at the moment Marion Road, Marion. Camera, Sturton Road, Edinburgh. Dan Murphy's beat prices. Get Great Northern Super Crisp Lager 330ml bottles 24 case 2 for $110 for members. Offer ends Wednesday. Choose a drink wise. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
A possible shower down to 7 tonight. Cloudy tomorrow, 14. Wednesday, partly cloudy, 15. Thursday, cloud clearing and 18. Right now, it's 12 degrees. Now let's hear what's happening on 9 News tonight.
Brenton Raglas.
We begin tonight with breaking news.
With the news that matters to you.
The government insists it's a win for the state's economy.
9 News is covering the stories that matter to South Australians.
Brazen daylight firebombing attack at the Torrensville supermarket.
Adelaide is your city. 9 is your news.
Ray White, big name in real estate, but also the biggest name in business broking. What makes us big? Our people, like Brett Buckley and his team. MBA, lecturer, and multi-time SA Business Broker of the Year. Brett doesn't just read a P&L, he feels it. If you're selling or expanding your business, Brett can take your business apart and find you more money. And we're not talking small change. Go on, touch base with Brett. Search Ray White Business Sales SA.
Hi, this is Mel at ECH. How can I help?
Oh, well, hi there, Mel. It's Jan here. I've just got a letter about support at home and, well, it's a little bit confusing.
Yes, it can be confusing, Jan. We get lots of questions about that. Let's go through it.
Well, I don't even know where to start.
That's okay. ECH has been doing this for more than 60 years. I can explain over the phone, or even visit in person if that makes it easier.
If you have questions about what support at home means for you, ask ECH.
In Adelaide and across South Australia, this is 5AA, always Adelaide.
Vehicle damaged? Remember 3 Ps. Pro Paint and Panel. They'll take care of everything, including insurance.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
It's 7 minutes after 6 on this Monday night. We've been enjoying all your calls throughout. We'll try and get more in as we go. Alex Coots is going to talk Adelaide Footy League with us very soon, and then Matt Panos is in from 6:30 tonight for the 5AA Sample Show. So lots of South Australian footy to cover off in this next hour, including our next guest with the round ball.
Yeah, well, the Reds had a shock loss in the Australian Cup. Joining us is Adelaide United CEO Nathan Kosmina. Cosy, welcome. And what happened?
Evening, guys. It wasn't ideal, to put it politely. It's one of those. It's always hard to gauge this early on. I haven't, obviously had an in-depth discussion with the coach back at training this morning, and now focused on the Champions League match next week. But all intent in terms of focus on the Cup as a priority for us pre-season, albeit it's only 3 or 4 weeks in. Been really good. We came back early, a week earlier than we normally would have in terms of preparation for this, and then the Champions League playoff. It just didn't work. Why that is probably still under review. It's so early in the pre-season. We don't think there's anything fundamentally wrong, but not the ideal preparation. But obviously, I think as some of the players have said, it's a good opportunity to quickly reflect and say, okay, geez, we need to get going here because we've got a pretty important match next week that sort of does set up the rest of our season in terms of a playoff for the Champions League. Yeah, well, it was 2-1 to South Melbourne. They squeezed you up all the way through, and it was a away game. I get all that. You're only 3 weeks in it, I understand. We'll get to the Konganui game. I think that's how you pronounce it. How's your squad shaping up? We've had a few changes, haven't we? Yeah, not too many. We and we'll spruik it when we do speak about it, but we sort of take pride in the fact that we're not rebuilding the team every year. A few clubs are having to go down that path. At the moment, we sort of try to evolve our squad year on year, normally through the evolution and development of our younger players, because we'll always have someone coming through who think's ready to step into the role of a player that might leave. So in that sense, we're quite settled with where it's at. We had everyone essentially back at training day one. We've still got, I think, 28 or 29 players contracted, with obviously only 18 in a match day squad. So at the moment, we're quite content. We're obviously in our registration window, though, so we're always looking at what the options are and evaluating the squad. So at this stage, we're quite happy where things are, but we're always under review, and this is the time of year to do it.
Okay. Do we need a striker? Are we on the hunt for one?
Not specifically, no. We've got, if you look at the squad in terms of Luka Jovanovic leaving, we had Brody Burke had a breakout season. AJ Riak, we think's got massive potential. Had a few injury troubles now and is coming back and looking really good. And obviously Anselmo, a Brazilian import, that all play in that position. So at this stage, it's not an absolute priority. But as I said, we're always on the lookout for how we make the squad better. We've still got 2.5 months until the season starts properly. Our rego window is still open for another 6 weeks. So we'll continue to have a look at it. Obviously, there's potential, albeit there's no interest at the moment. There's always potential for departures with the European window open for another month. So we'll continue to see how the pre-season tracks. Next week will be a really good test for us to see where we stand in terms of Champions League, and that will play into our preparation around the squad for the A-League.
I see Goody scored, so he's back. He's 100% fit, Craig Goodwin.
Yeah, Goody was fully fit for day one of training, so he hasn't, I don't think, missed a session or anything. So he was even the back end of last year, albeit his match fitness wasn't quite there because he was out for, I think, 10 weeks, all in all. He hasn't missed a beat in terms of pre-season, so he's around to go.
And Nathan, from a club perspective, what would the qualification in the Champions League, what would that mean to the club?
Well, it's been 10 years since we last played in it. It used to be viewed. I won't say it was a burden, but it was quite onerous in terms of preparing for a Champions League campaign. Even when we were last in it in 2017, it was financially costly. Now it's shifted a lot. The investment in Asian football. There's significant financial rewards for clubs that are successful, but more than that, even it's like aspirational now. It's become the real hallmark of club football in our region. This is the best. This is as good as it gets in terms of aspiration to go beyond the A-League. So Southeast Asia now, there's a lot of football investment there. Obviously playing a team from Vietnam next week, and then potential to come up against Chinese, Korean, and Japanese opposition in the group stages. So there's pretty significant financial difference between ACL2 and ACL Elite, which this playoff would dictate. But either way, it's going to be a really good opportunity for us. We're selling really well in terms of tickets for next week, so it'll be something different for fans to come and have a look at, and we're quite excited about it in terms of, again, first time in 10 years that we've had the opportunity.
And Adelaide has built a very good reputation for producing young talent. I was reading today, Nathan, about Brisbane Roar and Lucas Harrington in terms of what that might look like. I don't expect you to comment on Brisbane Roar in terms of the deal, but what sort of background does it take into consideration in terms of the timing of when you sell players?
Yeah, you've got to get there's a real, I won't say there's an element of science, but it's sort of right place, right time, right player that all comes into it in terms of a transfer. Because what you see with some of the discussions around Brisbane, it's the same with us. Even if you look at Nesta now, albeit it's another step removed since buying, but it's almost not about their first move out of Australia. It's the second and third move that are the most lucrative, and that's just the reality of where we sit in the pecking order. You're never going to go straight from the A-League to starting in the Premier League. You need to cut your teeth and work through a few years of further development in Europe to really make that step up. So that's something that we look at. We're seeing more and more players are being much more strategic. In the old days, or even 3 or 4 years ago, maybe players just wanted to make the move overseas. That was sort of overseas was just a broad term. Now it's much more, well, I want to go to the right country that suits my way of playing, that has a track record of moving players into bigger leagues again. So yeah, it's not, and we look at that and discuss that with players and their agents in terms of potential. It's not a knee-jerk reaction in terms of making short-term based decisions around transfers. You need to look at the next 3 to 5 years beyond that, because that's where, one, it's the best pathway in terms of viewing it through the players' lens. And then if you look at the reality of the financials, it also has much greater windfalls longer term as well.
Yeah, I mean, the financial windfall for the clubs, as you said, probably not the first one, but the second one, I think I read somewhere that it was probably would cover the cost for the next 3 years of Brisbane Raw's seasons. I mean, that's a massive number.
Yeah, they're big transfer numbers. The unfortunate thing is that they have sell-ons. Everyone will have a sell-on in place, and there's solidarity mechanisms through FIFA which pay clubs beyond and below the A-League as well. So, even some of the discussions around Nesta, if he was to make a move, Adelaide Raiders would benefit significantly from that. But the challenge for A-League clubs is that first transfer fee going from sort of 1 to 2 million, which seems to be the benchmark now, sort of up to 5 to 10, and the number of factors come into that. But the more success the Socceroos have and the more success our players are able to achieve overseas will longer term, increase that transfer revenue coming back into Australia, which, as you say, can be quite lucrative for clubs, particularly given, some of the well-publicised financial challenges of the league.
Oh, God, there's huge money involved. 11th of August, we take on Kong and Hanoi. Are tickets on sale?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, we've sold really well. So, again, we didn't really know what to expect Tuesday night football in August. It's been a long time since we've had a Champions League game there, but it's been really well received. They've got 600-700 coming from Vietnam, so they're going to have a big contingent here, I think, from overseas and interstate as well. They've got a really good squad, so Brazilian coach, a lot of Brazilian players. I said outside of the result last week, we think we're in a good position, at least in terms of physical preparation. It's going to be a proper hit-out for us, so we'll need to come prepared. But all is shaping up well for a good night next week.
So this isn't a knockout. So if you win, you advance to the AFC Champions League Elite. If you lose, you go into the AFC Champions League 2. Is that correct?
Yeah, correct. So we win, we go into the top tier. You lose, you go into the second tier. In terms of nations that compete, they're very similar across both competitions. Obviously, as the name would suggest, the elite means the top of the top, and 2 is the sort of the second tier, and some are a couple of developing nations in terms of Champions League. But yeah, we're in regardless. It's just which competition we end up with.
Okay. And Steph Bork, does he play with?
He does.
Yeah, I thought he did.
He does.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Hey, Cozzy, thanks for that. All the best. I wouldn't mind bloody rocking up there on Tuesday. I love watching the Mighty Reds. Have a great season. We'll keep in touch.
Thanks, guys. Speak soon.
Well done. I feel like soccer, it's nearly summer, but they're in the Champions League. It's the first time, as he said, for a number of years. But, yeah, I love the old Reds.
No, it's good. Exciting time for them. That's cool.
It is good. Hello, Betty Boy from Sydney.
Oh, g'day, guys. Second-time caller. I love your commentary, Rowey, and Campo. I just wanted to, you guys are closer to where it's happening. Passionate Crow supporter, but living in Sydney, so I thought I'd ask you guys. I'd read that book by Cochin, and he talked about how much one of the psychologists, Ben Crow, really helped to kind of control nerves and to, with pressure, to face fear, but to sort of not let it grip you. What was the other? And with Martin, to not let the pressure and the fear sort of feel like you're letting everyone down. And do you know if they've got some really good psychologists there for Rankin and Dawson and that side of things? I just wondered if you guys knew.
They do. So the club provides sports psychology, and Campo's probably better to answer, and then players can individually have them. I remember speaking to Riley O'Brien before, and he said, with sports psychologists and psychiatrists, one size doesn't fit all. So Riley Thilthorpe might need a certain one, then Rankin might need a certain one, and someone else might need someone else. And I think a lot of the players do go out and seek their own, Ben, to be honest with you. Campo, who was the one down there with you?
Her first name's Rosie, is the one that's down there now. Her surname, I've just had a mental blank at the moment, but she's down there at the moment.
Yeah.
And she was there part-time when I was there, and she's wonderful. The players really love what she brings. But you're right, it's horses for courses.
Yeah.
Like some players prefer to talk
Some
to a
need
line
it,
coach.
some don't.
Well,
That's
some
right.
prefer to a line coach. Some people need some extra help in some different areas, and some people ever go to chaplains, in terms of, from that perspective as well.
Yeah.
So there's no one size fits all. It's
Very
individual based.
Very individual. No, well done.
Love that work.
Thanks,
it's 19 minutes after 6. We're going to talk Adelaide Footy League next.
The 5AA Sports Show. Rowey and Timmy G. He's one of the most decorated AFL players in recent history.
Bartel.
Catch Cats Premiership legend Jimmy Bartel talking footy each week with Rowey and Timmy G. Thanks to Statesman Windows, Adelaide's most trusted boutique window company. SA family owned and operated since 1980.
It's time to complete your census. We need to hear from everyone to help plan for Australia's future. If you know where you'll be on census night, Tuesday the 11th of August, you can complete the form for your household as soon as you get your instructions. Complete the census for your household online, by paper, or with help from census staff. Whoever you are, we need to hear from you. Every answer matters. For more on how to complete, visit census.abs.gov.au. Authorised by the Australian Bureau of Statistics, Canberra.
Don't miss the biggest and best Canberra floor yard yet. Holiday Wonders has a range of value-packed floor yard holidays departing from Adelaide. Our special 7-day Trains to the Tulips package includes gold-class travel aboard the Indian Pacific, along with special sightseeing highlights, including the smash hit musical My Fair Lady at the Sydney Opera House, and first-class rail travel to Canberra for the festival. Places are selling fast. Book now at holidaywonders.com.au.
Today we have Darcy and Daniel from Inspire Care SA. They're a proud NDIS provider with a refreshingly different approach to NDIS support.
Yeah, it's about matching the right staff member with the client, so then both people have the fluid friendship and get to grow and get that rapport going. And then the easy bit is sending someone to a house. The reward comes from knowing that who you're sending is going to have an immediate impact on that individual's life.
If you want NDIS support with purpose, get in touch with Inspire Care SA.
With over 50 years in business and 60 industry awards, Sterling Home has certainly set the standard. That's a long time in business, Rowey. To celebrate their achievements, they're inviting you to share your dream with them.
You're doing something pretty right, and they do. There's no question. With Sterling Homes, you get up to 30 grand's worth of luxury upgrades your way, no extra cost. Choose what matters to you. Could be reverse cycle air conditioning, stone bench tops, solar panels, and more. They got the 2.7 metre high ceilings. They're included. Even if I jump off a trampoline, I can't touch them.
Yeah,
Sterling. They give the height real class.
It does.
That height, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Yeah, Sterling Homes listens to your must-haves, considers your nice-to-haves, and works with you to create your ideal home, because at Sterling Homes, your home. Visit their display home across Adelaide. For locations, go to sterlinghomes.com.au. T's and C's apply.
Here's another top tyre tip from Tyre Power. If your tyre pressure isn't right or your wheels aren't aligned, it can affect a car's fuel efficiency. For more ways Tyre Power can help you save, visit tyrepower.com.au or call 13 21 91 for your local independent owner.
At Nurse Next Door, we believe in making lives better, helping you stay independent at home with the right support in place. From household tasks and personal care to a friendly chat, our experienced caregivers and nurses are available from just a few hours a week right through to 24/7 care. With no lock-in contracts and all care overseen by a registered nurse, we'll create a care plan that's right for you. To find out more, visit nursenextdoor.com.au.
Car accident? You should have the freedom to choose your trusted repairer. Choose Pro Paint and Panel.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
All right, it's 23 minutes after 6. The Sample Show with Matt Panos coming up very, very shortly, and we'll keep taking your calls. It's been another big weekend in Adelaide Footy League. However, AdelaideFootyLeague.com.au if you want to get along to and see anything else that's happening around the league. They are strengthening communities through football.
They do. 3 games left in the Amateur League season for Div 1 results. Let's get, Adelaide Footy League commentator Alex Coots on. Cooter, welcome.
Just having trouble with Coots. We'll get to him in a second.
Come on, you big coot head. One job, turn your phone on. Pay your bill.
There he is. We got him now.
Oh, there we are.
Good man. That's all right. Come on, son. Hey, Div 1, Ross Trevor v St. Peter's.
Yes, this is the game I was at. Ross Trevor, 9-10-64, St. Peter's 8-6-54. 10-point win to Ross Trevor. Xavier Transfer got best on ground, while Nick Michaels and Tom Rundle kicked 2 goals each for Spock.
Well, the next one was second and third on the ladder. Cootsy Salisbury North versus Golden Grove.
Yeah, well, this one, I was expecting it to be a very, very close game, but Salisbury North, they bounced back from that one last week. It was 11-17-83 to Golden Grove at 5-10-40, a 43-point win to Salisbury North. Jake Wagner got best on ground, and Lockie Pasto still managed to kick 3 goals.
Oh, good on you, big Lockie. Glenunga got over Tea Tree Gully.
Yeah, well, that one was close, and then Glenunga kicked away a bit. It was Tea Tree Gully 8-5-53 to Glenunga 11-14-80, a 27-point win. Zach Smith got best on ground, while Nick Wunke again kicked 4 goals. He's kicked 15 in 2 games.
Well, and the next one, Port District's got over the Raggies.
Yeah, well, this one was very close all the way through. Athelstone 7-10-52 to Port District 8-17-65, a 13-point win. Cooper Gaffney got best on ground, and Jed Russell for Athelstone kicked 3.
Okie dokie. And the last one, my poor old Paynham, well, I say that because Macca coaches them. 15 games, no wins, and they got smoked by Sacred Heart.
Yeah, well, this was Sacred Heart's last win in this exact matchup in round 6. It was Paynham 5-9-39 to Shock 16-15, 111. So that's 3 players who kicked 3 goals. Smith, McAuliffe and Jones, and Ben Moroney got best on ground, while for Paynham's Tyler Sparkle kicked 2.
Okay, so Port Districts are still on top. Salisbury North, Golden Grove, Ross Trevor and Glenunga take up the top 5. I can't see that top 5 changing.
Yeah, Athelstone, they might be a heavy one to jump in, but I reckon it will stay the same as well.
Okay. Hey, well done, Alex. Thanks for your time.
Cool. Thank you, guys.
Good man, Alex Coots, the Adelaide Footy League commentator. I was just mentioning Macca's team. He coached because the coach left, and you know what it's like in the amateur league. It's bloody hard to pick someone up right at the 11th hour. So Mac said, "I'll put my hand up. I'll do it." Coaches the women's league as well. He's been terrific for him. 15 games, no wins. Average losing margin 79 points. I mean, that's a long way off, isn't it?
I hope he's doing some recruiting.
Give him some friendly advice.
Oh, I'm not sure Mac is going to listen to anything that I've got to say.
Any of us. But you know what? Good on him.
Nah, well, you need great clubmen like that, and he does a wonderful job. I remember when my boys played junior footy, and he was still down there working his tail off, trying to get even in the junior division as well.
Zia down there behind the bar and cooking sausages. Volunteers run those organisations. They're bloody brilliant.
They certainly do.
Well done.
Good to always chat about the Adelaide Footy League on a Monday night. Time for us to wrap up, though, because the sample show's coming up next with Maddie Panos. So for more at Campo and Rowey, join us again tomorrow from 4.
Rowey and Timmy.